Hey everyone, hope you're having a good morning and or a good night. I'm Crusher22 or Eli, whichever one you really want to go by. I honestly don't care. I'm got my friend here, Matthew, or System. I doubt he cares either. But we're here recording the podcast and having fun. Ain't that right?
You introduced me like I'm a guest. Like this is my first time on here.
I feel like saying our names and tag is useful, right?
Yeah, I guess
Is it
so.
not?
No,
I mean,
I'm
I don't
saying
know.
you just like I'm here with my friend. Like I don't know. It just kind of sounded like I was like, yes, man. Like come on, man.
I mean, I say you're my friend every time because that's what you are. You're my
I
friend. We're
guess.
doing the podcast. What do you want me to up the rank to best friend status like it is? I
Should
mean, I
be.
could. I mean, it is. I mean, acting like it's not. You're the one that was weird about it at first.
Well, we're playing different games today. We're not playing Minecraft. No Minecraft today.
Yeah, yeah. Different games, different games.
I would be playing Doom: The Dark Ages, but it just doesn't run well when I have OBS and Discord open because my CPU is just so bad.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's a new game, and my game's
Yeah.
even lagging, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't think it'll be like the
Well,
best.
your graphics card is pretty old, so
Yeah, that's fair.
we had the same graphics card until I upgraded.
Yeah,
So
until very recently, we honestly had.
and I had to upgrade if I wanted to play Doom: The Dark Ages because it's forced ray tracing, which sucks. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, is that just how games are gonna go? It's gonna be ray tracing.
I hope not. I really hope not.
I
I
mean,
was
it might, because tech's just gonna get better, right?
uh
Like that's just how it'll be.
I don't know, but just everything is just so expensive nowadays, you know? Like I couldn't really afford this graphics card, but kinda had to if I wanted to play Doom. Was it worth it?
Right.
Yeah, I really needed to upgrade, but still. I would have liked if I didn't have to.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. Do you think it'll be a constant upgrade thing, or we'll just get to a point where it's like these are, I don't know, public computers?
Probably.
I feel like public computers, as dystopian as that sounds, might become a thing. But I mean, it's really to each one's choice of like hardware, right? Because I know the what was that one phone where it was like, yo, we're the absolute custom phone. You can get your camera super big or have lots of storage, whatever you want.
I've never heard of that phone. It's like a
No,
Windows phone? You remember when Windows made phones?
it actually might have. I just remember it was supposed to be very customizable. Like that was the whole shtick.
Oh shit.
That you could literally tear off your camera and throw on like a bigger one. But I mean, I digress, I
Oh fuck,
suppose.
I'm gonna fucking die on this boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm swinging
Oh
through a
well.
park right now.
It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Oh,
Nah,
I'm dead.
we're
Yep.
just playing games. Yeah, there it goes.
It's fine.
Now, how did that make you feel? Did you feel like the Doomslayer?
No, because I died.
Mm, gotcha,
But
gotcha.
I mean, like,
Well, I'll tell you what, I really feel like Spider-Man.
oh, well, it's been a longest time since I played this game, so I just forgot how this boss worked. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I think that's
just
how
fine.
most games are, honestly. You just slowly forget about them, right?
I mean, well, it's been a long time since I played it, so, like, obviously I would forget how it works. So,
Yeah,
but it's fine.
exactly. That's what I mean, though. Like, I used to be an absolute god at Assassin's Creed 3. Like, amazing. To the point where I would try and get as many guards from, like, the city as I could. And then the moment I did that, I would be like, all right, time to fight. Like, I wasn't even an assassin anymore. I was a warrior.
I remember when I played Assassin's Creed on, like, my mom's boyfriend's Xbox, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was just going around, like, killing people.
Yeah. You
I
didn't go
was
for, like, story or nothing?
No, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, oh, just go around and kill people, I guess.
I basically did the same thing with the first Assassin's Creed, but it did hook me in a way, you know?
Okay.
So it was just one of those things where I was like, man, I like Assassin's Creed. And then I realized how boring Assassin's Creed was, and I was like,
What
man, I like the games. And then the games got boring, and I was like, I liked Assassin's Creed.
I died again.
I heard.
I remember when I first played 2016, I beat this guy first try. What the hell? What happened?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
forgot.
there's a study about how you'll do better the first time usually, just off of like pure instinct.
Like, okay, what is it? What do you mean by do better the first time? Just like anything in general, or like what?
Well, not I don't think anything, but like the idea was that essentially the amount that you start thinking about the possibilities of whatever, it starts to cloud your mind. And because of that, it makes it harder for you to make a decision. And thus, it's harder for you to play the second playthrough. You know what I mean? Like the first playthrough, the idea is that you just went off of raw information and somehow you got lucky, right? But then the second time, you do worse. So the idea is just that it actually is that you do worse the second time.
God damn
Are you
it.
concentrating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this boss fight, dude? He's just spinning around.
He's going crazy on you?
Oh, yay, I can finally do damage.
He
Did
was
I
just
win?
immortal that entire time? What was happening?
Did I win? Did I win the game? I don't have to play anymore?
I just won? Not gonna play? Everything good now?
No, there's gonna be two of them. Yeah, I see two of them pop out. I remember that. How's your week been, Eli?
This week was long, honestly. I mean, it was a bit of a drag. Like I felt like this week came from the last week. You know what I mean? Like I straight up lived a whole month from this week. But you know, it's how it goes. In my head, it's just been a whole month, bro. Like it's been a long one. I've had to basically count stock for like all of our inventory, and you know, being the only guy that actually goes out to the locations other than my boss who double checks my work. It's kind of just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I have to count it like every day, all day, every day.
My week just sucked because my car broke down for like the 20 billionth time. I haven't just been able to do anything, so I just sit at home doing fucking nothing all day, so I can't work without my fucking car, so.
I totally forgot about that. How has your boringness been coming to light? Like a lot of people realize how boring they are when they're cooped up, you know?
It's reminded me a lot of COVID, you know, the lockdown, the pandemic. But
yeah,
like, I don't know, it just feels boring because I'm sitting at home. I stay up all night, I sleep all day, and I wake up like at 3 p.m. and it's just the cycle continues. You know what I mean? I do nothing.
Yeah,
I don't have a car. I can't do anything. My girlfriend works all day, like, so it just kind of sucks. I'm just at home. Yeah, I'm just going through, just waiting until I get my car back. And this fucking car, dude, it's been a pain in my ass ever since I got it. Like it has like a 6-month lifespan. So we got it in November of 2023. But like 5-6-ish months later, in May of 2024, the transmission went out. Took it to the shop, got a new transmission. Cool, awesome. That took like a couple weeks. We got the car back then later, like 5-6 months later, in December of last year, 2024, the starter went out, right? So like, well, fuck. So we take it back to the shop. They
Gosh, everything.
fix it in air quotations, right? And then now,
Air quotations.
May this month, 5-6 months later, the starter goes out completely again.
Dude.
So, and they didn't even fix it the first time.
Yeah, it's just straight up pain.
Yep. So this is a 2020 car, you know what I mean? So
yeah, built to break, as they say nowadays.
It's a
right?
Ford. It's a Ford. So I should have known. I really should have known.
Yeah.
The car you drive has been running strong though. Yours is a trooper.
Yeah, mine's definitely a trooper. It's been taken well care of by my brother and his dad, and it's been.
Yours is a Ford as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there's also my Tahoe Ford, and it's been like it's a trooper, but it's been a bit of a struggle recently. Like I had to get its dang, I forgot what it was actually called. Like now that the problem's done, I was just like, man, I can erase that from my life. What was it? It was something to do with the coolant, and it just honestly sucked, and it was just like, oh yeah, your coolant doesn't exist without this piece, because it was just immediate leaking, and the way we found out was essentially I got to like change my oil, and then it was a particularly hot day, and on that day, I died. On that day, I was basically like, man, the engine seems to be like hot, like, and the car seems hot. And then whenever it's just, that's not good. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is just not good, right? Like I can tell that the car is overheating, and that essentially led me to be like, all right, whatever, I'm going to get my oil changed anyways, like no big deal. It's same kind of process, right? I'm just going to get it fixed, and like I know I'm not going to the mechanic, but I figured it wouldn't be that serious a problem. Like maybe they could hook me up or something, right? And they're just like, oh, I know what's happening, my dude, I got you, and then just fix it. But no, he was just like, oh, all of your coolant is gone. It's like, all of it? It's like, yeah, all of it is gone. Yeah, you need to do something about that. We got coolant, and I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna buy the coolant. Like, what else am I gonna do?
Just drive off and like
yeah, just I'm gonna hope for the best. Explodes 5 feet away. Like, so I got the coolant, and he's pouring it in, and I'm on my phone. It's a normal day. Like I'm not panicked at all. But then I started hearing just like this flow of like water, I'm like, what is that? Like I'm hearing a stream is what I'm hearing. Like this is not something you should be hearing at a car mechanic shop. And I'm seeing them like run more and more around my car frantically, I should say. And I'm like, something's happening, like something not good. And he comes up to my window, he's like, hey man, so I don't know how to tell you this, but like your car is just guzzling all of the coolant. I was like, what do you mean? Like it's just what's happening? And he was like, okay, so we start pouring it in.
Hold on,
and it's just straight
called by
steam.
my dad.
Oh yeah, you're good.
My dad, goat, getting me food.
Yes, sir. We love food, especially from the parents.
Heck yeah.
But
I love being a leech at 22 years old.
Yes, sir.
It's so embarrassing to say. Oh, my life is so pathetic.
Don't say that. I mean, it's not like you're not working or not trying to better yourself or
I am
anything.
literally not working. I don't have a car.
No, I'm saying it's not like you're not trying to better yourself or anything.
Mhm.
Like it's not
That's
like you
true.
haven't tried to get a job. You haven't been trying to fix your
Okay, yeah,
car.
it'd be a lot worse if I didn't have a car, I didn't have a job, I you know, just sit at home and do fucking nothing besides
Watched
what I'm doing right
anime.
now. Yeah, watch anime, you know, jerked off all day, gooned and shit. But
Yeah, you would miss out on all the opportunities in life.
but I
Hmm.
mean, I'm glad I'm given this this opportunity to be a leech to my parents while being
Yeah,
in college, you know what I mean? I'm fortunate
of
enough to
course.
have it.
I think about our opportunities a lot because you know we're very lucky, especially like with how we met each other in class
Dude,
and
that
all
is an
that.
insane
I mean,
story.
it really is. I mean, our moms met the same way, just a few years, you
In high
know.
school, what's funny is that our parents were our both of our moms were friends back in high school, and then in middle school we had the same math class. I don't remember exactly verbatim how we met, but I could probably
Neither do
guess
I.
that we were like, I was drawing like Plants vs Zombies shit on my page, and you were like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!" And I was like, "Yo, you know Plants vs Zombies?" And you're like, "Yeah." And
That is basically how it went. But I do remember it basically went nowhere, and then lunch at some point came around, either that day or like a week later. I don't know, but it came around, and you're like, "Hey, this is our table. Come." And I was like, "Okay."
who was I even sitting with? Probably with
uh,
like some of my friends from elementary that I
I
don't even remember
know.
anymore.
I can't remember. I think one of them was Jacob and Tristan, and I was like, "Oh, those are my friends." like, like I know them as well.
It's crazy how we're all
Uh,
still friends to this day, though. You know.
yeah, that's definitely an insane part. Like, a lot of people say how their friends in high school are basically nothing, and that the friends you
Hmm.
make in college are the real ones. You know, but for me, it's kind of been a weird, like, not exactly like, oh, you're wrong, but like, just like, my friends are all from high school.
Yeah. Oh, all of my like, I met you and all the other guys in middle school. You know what I mean? I'm still friends with y'all. Like
Yeah.
Ricky, you know, I met him in high school. We're still friends. I mean, we both go to college. I've only met like some friends in college, but I wouldn't say they're as close as I am with y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm only friends with them because we have the same classes and we're going for the same things. I wouldn't like start a podcast with one of them. I wouldn't, you know, have sleepovers with them at my house when I was a kid. You know what I mean? There's like
Yeah.
that special thing to it. I mean, there's
The
only one of
bond,
them I would think of
right?
to actually start a podcast with. He's pretty cool. Cohen, where we had the LAN party at. That guy, he's pretty cool. But and I
Yeah,
met him
he's really
in
cool.
college. But yeah, and not a lot of people can say that they're still friends with people they met in high school or middle school or hell even elementary school.
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't
I
think
mean, if
I'm friends
you
with
really
anybody that
think
I knew
about
in
it,
elementary school besides maybe Tristan. And I used to like not like Tristan in elementary. I don't know why. I just didn't like him.
me and Tristan had like a fake fight that turned like weirdly real for
Ooh.
a
Oh,
minute. It
I
was
thought you were
like,
gonna say like enemies to lovers type situation.
right. I mean, basically, I mean, it was essentially, you know, we had like a small spat about like the idea of who knew Jacob longer, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think I was genuinely just like trying to mess with them and like have like the haha we're messing with each other joke, we're guys, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever that happened, I think we were just like on the wrong foot, quite literally, and we just started to not really like each other. And Jacob was the median of like why, and we're just both kind of like, I don't really know. And then high school came around, we had classes together,
And y'all
and
fell
it was
in
just like,
love.
yeah, we were friends. It
Love at
was just
first
like,
sight.
I mean, dude, that was so much fun in high school with Tristan. I remember.
God, I wish I had classes with him. We would be fucking.
Dude, me and him were bad.
Yeah, I was about to say, me and him would probably be sent to the office every day. But no, I was little goody two shoes, taking my little advanced classes.
Yeah. Man, I just didn't care for advanced classes.
Yeah, looking back, I really could have just like gone by and just done regular classes. Honestly, there's literally nothing fancy other than like college credit, I guess. But
Yeah,
still,
that
like,
was honestly the only benefit I saw, and I was 1 foot out the door already.
I feel like if you have an opportunity, like you have this opportunity to enjoy your time in high school, why stress yourself out by taking college courses? Yeah, I guess it'll help you out in the long run, but like, I don't know. I'm glad I was able to enjoy somewhat of my high school career and not having to worry much about, my school, my homework and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if I have kids, I mean, I don't necessarily really care if they take accelerated classes or college classes. They do what they want, but just, I don't know. I'm glad I had the opportunity to somewhat enjoy being in high school rather than, oh, I'm taking college classes, I need to fucking do this and this and this, and I'm like, 14 years old trying to deal with all that adult stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the opportunity to actually have fun as a kid.
Oh, funny little story that I have about Tristan. I remember, I think it was me and Jonathan. We were at his house. And this was back when like Fortnite came out, and we were just playing Fortnite on his Xbox. And I remember, so we like stayed up all night playing Fortnite, and then we went to sleep, and then we woke up the next morning playing Fortnite again. And his stepdad was like telling him to like help with the groceries or something, to help out with something. But he just kept playing Fortnite, and I remember his stepdad like grabbed the controller and ripped it out of his hands. He's like, "Go help your mom right now."
I think the two funniest like memories I have with Tristan are definitely some of the best memories I have in high school, which are one, it was me and him were in Spanish class, and like I said, we were terrible in that class, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because the teacher was pregnant, like all
Oof.
teachers.
Yeah.
And at first she separated us, but then she left. So we just got back into the same spots the next day.
Does she remember?
Well, she was gone.
Oh,
It was nothing but subs after that.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
'Cause she was pregnant.
Yeah, because she was pregnant. And then towards the end of the school year, she came back, but because she was gone, we had learned nothing. So, she was just like, okay, here's Spanish movies, give me a report. That
That's
was
crazy.
the class.
That is not Spanish class.
No, it was not. But that was some of the funniest times I had in there, because like the time she moved us, and it basically changed nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the subs got on to Tristan during like the Pledge of Allegiance, and I was being quiet, but Tristan was talking like to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a sub, so no one really cares about like what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes like, Tristan, be quiet. It is the like Pledge of Allegiance, or like the moment of silence, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, like, if have you seen The Office?
I have not. No.
No? Okay. Well, The Office has this camera technique of quote unquote realism, right? And the way the realism goes is it's just like shakiness. It's like someone's actually turning their head and blah, 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 right? And it felt like I was the camera, because I just look over at Tristan and he's got the stupidest face on his face, and he's like, oh my god, dude. He literally like he's looking at him. He's about to kill him. Yeah. I'm like, why are you looking at him like that? You know, and I busted out laughing, bro. And oh man, the announcements had started, so there was no point in like continuing like getting onto him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like that was the end. But I thought it was so funny how I was just like the camera, you know.
I remember when I was a little kid, I used to think that the moment of silence was so we can give president time to think, like peace and quiet to think.
The president time to think.
Yeah, like the whole earth was silent, so he could think. And then the moment of silence was up because he thought of a solution.
A solution. He said, "I got it. I know what we could do to end all crime."
What would you do if
guns.
you were given the opportunity to be the president? What's the first law you would pass?
Ooh, I would do. So, what I would do is very complicated, and I don't know all the logistics of it, to be fair. But I would genuinely just undo the war on drugs, like all the laws and stuff that came from that. Because I mean, not all of them, of course, but most of them. Because oh my gosh, is it dumb? Like
for those who don't know, Eli is a junkie. He's been addicted to drugs.
I've been addicted to cocaine. I've been addicted to LSD. No.
You name it, he's done
genuinely. But genuinely, in the scientific community, right? Like, it's just been nothing but a hindrance. It's been nothing but, man, you know, I think I could come up with, like, a medicine if I could just, like, do some studying. And the government just goes, no studying. What? Why not? It's a drug. Yeah, I'm trying to make medicine. No.
No.
What? Why? What? I don't understand. Like, I would totally get if the war on drugs was genuinely like, yeah, let's like, I literally have no clue. An actual war on drugs, anything that would help get like smugglers and blah 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 off the streets, whatever you think of, you name it, and I'll say okay, sure, but not, hey, no more research. What do you mean no more research?
I generally don't know. Like, all I know is that the war on drug. I mean, I don't know. I forgot almost all of it. I remember I used to be like super invested to all this political bullshit, but ever since I realized that all that stuff is kind of dumb, I've just forgotten everything. I've forgotten that whole period of my life. Thank fucking God, you know.
Yeah, honestly, it's not even a political thing. Just like we could be helping people. That's a like what? Doctors could have more medicine.
I know that like drug laws themselves are like super duper strict, and like it has like a racial prejudice to like target black people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and people think that's like, oh, it's a conspiracy that like they did this so they can, you know, lock more black people up in prison and then they can do free labor, and they go, slavery's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The like conspiracies and everything you can think of is usually like a semi-truth to someone. Like, you could say, oh, actually, the truth is they're trying to lock up everyone so that way they can live in a super state where they don't have to pay taxes. And someone believes that.
I remember hearing a story where like a group of Redditors wanted to have their own little Reddit island. Like they were gonna buy an island and only like little Redditors can live there. Could you imagine the population ratio of that?
It'd probably be like the one island that has like a 5-to-1 ratio of pedophiles.
Okay, that too. But I'm saying it'd be like 10-to-1 women, you know, or men to women.
Yeah. Have you seen there's a thing that's, I don't want to say popular because it's not, but there's a thing that I've seen from Fallout where basically the vaults and blah 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 are different experiments, right? And one of them, or two of them, were essentially the idea that there's one girl and one guy. Everyone else is the other sex. Yeah. And there's very expected ways you would think it would go, but they actually took it in a way where they're like, okay, what's something that could like actually happen, blah blah blah. And it was essentially Fallout saw it as all of the women would see the man as convenient. He's just there to work, and he does the hard stuff, like the butt of every joke, and he basically just kind of goes crazy. I don't know all the details. Apparently, there's more than that, and it's very important. But I'm not going to cover it because I don't know. But
Great.
Then there's the other one, which is essentially the opposite. All of the guys saw her value, and it basically became an ant colony with her as the queen.
My glorious queen.
Yeah, and it's just like, there's just different types of communities out there. Who knows what Lord of the Flies.
Well, we've been
become an ant colony. Like, who genuinely knows what will happen?
We've been talking for like 30 minutes, and I think we should probably reel it back to like our actual topic, what we're supposed to be talking about, rather than like humans and worshiping a queen.
Yeah. other than
Reddit
Twitch.
Island. Other than that type of
Again,
stuff.
other than Twitch.
Twitch?
I don't know. Isn't Twitch kind of Reddit? I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I'm not
not
gonna
to keep
poke the beehive, but I mean, most of Reddit probably uses Twitch.
I guess so. But anyways, let's get back on topic. What was the topic? Please remind everybody.
Yes, it's opportunities. That is the topic of today, and to be honest, it came into mind today.
Shout out Smokin'. He's online.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah.
Just a little Steam thing. Shout out at the corner.
A little random shout out, yeah.
My goat right there.
I mean, opportunities really only came up because I was thinking about how there was this guy on TikTok who essentially was like, hey, I want a meal brand with someone, and if it has to be a gas station, so be it, right? And so he said, all right, I'm gonna post like this TikTok of me pranking this gas station, and it's gonna be super funny, and it's just gonna be a stupid cutout of me, like, in the gas station, as like, it makes zero sense. He's got like a pizza guitar, blah blah blah. But then, lo and behold, he does this for a long time because it's TikTok, and eventually gains traction. Gains traction, and the gas station goes, "Hey, we saw it. Like, we know what we saw what you did. Like, we're gonna take it away and all that, blah, blah. But how would you like a meal brand? Like, we'll figure it out, right?" And in like a week, I don't know the exact timeline, but like really quickly, they got him like a burger or something. I honestly don't remember. But then after that, it was just like, cool, this dude got like a huge opportunity just because this company said, haha, funny prank, how about we get you that meal, right?
And you saw this on TikTok?
It was on a podcast that I listened to called Distractable.
Oh.
And he saw it on TikTok.
I was about to say, I was like, you got TikTok now? You're missing out on an opportunity.
Yeah, right. The opportunity of sanity,
Hmm.
man. But you know, it really was just crazy. What's your thoughts on that?
I'll be super honest with you. I was not paying attention at all. I was too busy trying to find secrets.
Ah, I see.
So I
I don't
missed
think
that
you can play
opportunity.
Doom. I don't think you can play Doom.
No, I
You,
can.
you
It's just
said,
I was paying attention, but then I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me try to find these
wait a
secrets.
minute. But basically, there's a dude. He played a prank on a gas station,
Okay.
and then he got a meal because of it.
So I remember hearing about the prank, because the prank was like
Dude,
a
no
cardboard
one's gonna
cutout.
listen to this podcast. No one's gonna listen to this podcast.
You're so true. You're so right. No one's listening to this.
No more. But no, basically, it's this dude. He did the prank on the gas station, and he was like, "Man, I just want to get like a meal brand, right? That's what I want." And whenever he did that, eventually they caught his eye, or he caught their eye, and they're like, "Let's get you a meal brand in like a week or something." You know, it was something like really quick, and he just got that opportunity because he put like the cardboard cutout of himself in the gas station or whatever. And I was wondering what your thoughts were,
Why
like
would
on
he get
that,
a meal plan from that though? That's lame.
because that's what he was saying. He was saying like, "Man, I want a meal brand, and so I'm gonna put this cardboard cutout of me in this gas station." Haha.
That's freaking lame. Okay, that's lame.
Yeah. Well,
That's so
I'm about to make
lame.
it. I'm about to make it a lot more lame.
Okay.
you so it's fake.
What?
He's not a real influencer or whatever. He's an actor. He,
Okay.
he, he never said whatever. No, no, no. They paid him to act like he got this opportunity of like a meal brand
Why though?
for TikTok.
But
It went viral on TikTok.
oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Why? Why does that piss me off so much?
Opportunity. I think that's why. That's why this is the topic.
I
I
don't think
think the
that's
reason why
fair though
it
to the
gets you
people who
mad
actually
is because
genuinely
it's a fake
try.
opportunity.
Yeah, it's fake.
Yeah, it's a fake opportunity. That's what it is, right? Like people would see that and think, "Oh, maybe I can play a prank on, I don't know, McDonald's."
And
No,
yeah,
no, of course not.
no,
It was
they will
fake.
kick you out.
Yeah. So, you know, and I'm sure it was based off of those one memes with McDonald's, where those guys were like, we put up posters of ourselves and no one noticed for like weeks.
Or like those GameStop pranks where they'll like give the guy a game and it's a fake game and it's like a face of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I guarantee you that was the inspiration from their social media guy. And I'm just like, God, like, why? Why would you do that? Like, a fake opportunity is the ad. And it went viral on TikTok. And the only reason why people found out was because of how quick the meal came out. It was just like, wait a minute,
Is this
like
like an
setting
actual
up
like
a
real meal though?
yeah. It was
That
like
sucks. Okay.
you could go in and buy it for like a few weeks and stuff. So it
That's
was
so
like an actual
lame.
thing, actual promo. And then later people were like, wait a minute, like a promo takes like weeks and weeks of planning, production. You got to get it out to like all your franchises, and you got to tell the CEO for like about how this social media guy is now partnered with you, and all that. It's like it takes a while. It doesn't happen in just a week.
Mm-hmm. That's so freaking lame, dude.
Yeah, and so that's kind of why I thought of opportunities for today's podcast video or podcast video. Yeah, I don't
Well,
have.
technically it is a video, so
Yeah,
I
it's
titled
just
wrong.
weird to specify, I guess. But I think I don't really have like an actual topic. You know, I just was so fascinated by that while listening to it today, and they kind of grazed past it. They went over everything we just went over just now, but you know they went over that and they're like, yeah, that kind of sucks, blah blah blah. But I want to cover specifically opportunity. Like that's what came out of that for me. You know.
Well, yeah, that's awful because that robs an opportunity from like a real person to actually get their name out there and whatever brand
Yeah.
of food they have. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, how many people actually want like a food brand? Like, I mean, like for us, for example, right? Like, I know I wouldn't really care about like hashtag ad or anything like that. Like, if someone wants to like mess with us, I feel like I would genuinely want it to just be like, yeah, make an episode and just say our name really quick, like same as like NASCAR, like or something. You know what I mean? Just
As like
like
an ad,
yeah, like no actual ad, like a oh man, how do I like a brought to you by? You know what I mean?
like a sponsor.
Yeah, like a sponsor, like not an actual ad, just sponsor. You know, hey, you want to sponsor us for like a week? We'll say your name every day.
We'll show your
Yeah,
product and our things.
yeah. We'll drink it during the podcast. We'll whatever, right? And then you go from there.
Shout it out.
Like, I wouldn't really want to do like today. Like we have this ad, save 30% on the like that would be cool, but I would always feel like such a chill, or I don't know, like
Feels kind of disingenuous because you're just kind of like
yeah,
reading off a script.
exactly. And like even if it was like a product I agreed with, like if I was like, oh, I already use this product, I like this product, and I want to sponsor with them. The moment they say like, oh, but you have to say this, it's like, what? Why? Like that's what makes me uncomfortable. Like I already like the product. I said I'd work with you. Where's the hiccup here? You know?
Yeah, if we were gonna get sponsored, it's gonna be by something that we both really like and enjoy and like we trust in. We're not just gonna pick up a sponsor just like for like Raid Shadow Legends just because they're paying us a lot of money. You know what I mean? And when we've never played the game or whatever. I mean, I've never played it. I don't know if you've ever played it, but
I haven't.
Okay, well, yeah, that still stands. Then yeah, we're not gonna give them the opportunity to give us a lot of fucking money. We don't need money. We don't want money.
Nah.
I hate money.
Hopefully we'll get money from our fans and they'll just want to see us, right? But if they don't, you know, and like it's just kind of like mediocre, we get 5 cents from YouTube and our fans say hi, like that's fine too. You know, we're here for the fun of it. So I think it'll be whatever, you know. I think everyone can get an audience no matter like what you're doing.
When you were talking about opportunities, I really thought you were talking more in line of like what I was saying, or what we were saying earlier, like when I was like test recording Dark Ages. We were talking about how like we both remember Pop Tropica as a kid, and I was saying how like my girlfriend's never played that game. And you were like, oh, you know, my wife's probably the same. But I mean, obviously they had significantly different opportunities than we did. We both grew up differently as kids, you know. She grew up a lot less fortunate than I did. So
yeah,
all the things that I had as a kid were significantly different from what she had as a kid because, you know, different opportunities.
Yeah. And they've told us before as well, like it's not like that it's like, oh, like pity me. It's just they had different stuff. Like
I mean, like to hear that like somebody as a kid's never played Pop Tropica or maybe even like Club Penguin and stuff, it's like bogus. But like you gotta realize then like not everybody grew up the same, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Surely like maybe at the same school as we went to, but not everybody grew up the same. Would you say that like an opportunity can also be like a privilege? Would you say like we were privileged enough to be able to have these experiences, like play these childhood games, go through these
No.
things?
I think it's a privilege to be in a place that can give you opportunities, but I don't think a privilege is an opportunity.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, like if you inherited your dad's like shoe company and it runs perfectly on its own, you got some stock holders or like whatever the heck, and you know it runs and you're just literally sitting there. It's not really an opportunity. It's just an asset, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Does that? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. It just kind of depends. It's like thinking of it
Yeah.
from my way. Like I was saying earlier, we had this opportunity, or we. Mm, hmm.
Like for example, right? I'm literally playing the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
An opportunity would be like
Yeah. I would say they're a
him,
lot different.
yeah, like him getting the chance to go to like Oscorp or whatever is an opportunity, right? But a
Mm-hmm.
privilege is that he has spider powers.
Mm-hmm. I guess we gotta get down to like the nitty gritty, like the definitions of them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So a privilege would be something that in my head, it's something that you just didn't have to work for, or something that is given to you offhandedly without thinking or without like without thinking or without like the need for action, you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I'd probably have to look at the definitions of them.
Okay, here,
Hold on. Let
let
me.
me pull it up. I see.
Yeah. I'll look up privilege.
Okay, and then I'll look up opportunity.
So privilege is a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or only available to a particular person or group. Education is a right, not a privilege.
Mm,
See, a
okay.
synonym, opportunity is not there.
For opportunity, it says that it's a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. So vastly different.
Wait, repeat it again?
It is a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something.
Yeah, so yeah, vastly different.
Yeah. Although it is interesting how they're almost side by side.
Yeah, I mean, you could also like view an opportunity as a privilege. Like, not everybody has the opportunity slash privilege to go to college. You know what I mean? Not everybody has the opportunity slash privilege to play video games all fucking day and sit on their fat ass and eat junk food. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
but
I
at
mean,
the same point, like you're really blurring the lines of what really is an opportunity. You know what I mean? You're stretching that definition out pretty thin when
yeah.
I say
It's a
like,
pretty stretched version of it, I would say.
yeah.
I would agree with you. Um I forget what I was gonna say almost completely because I'm stopping this truck.
Well, who is
um,
distracted by the game now?
hey, let me see your boyfriend, or however that song goes. I don't know.
What? Hey,
I don't
let me see
know.
your boyfriend.
I genuinely forget how the song something like
Oh, are you talking
hey
about?
hey.
It's like a hey, you. I don't like your girlfriend. No
Yeah,
way,
there you
no way. I
go.
think you
I was
need a
trying to
new
think of it.
one. Bro was thinking of the entirely wrong song.
Yeah, I just could not think of whatever the right lyrics were.
It's hilarious.
But I mean, is there anything else we could kind of relate it to? I feel like opportunity and privilege are a pretty good pair.
They could work together, but at the same time be polar opposites. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like some opportunities are privileges, but not all privileges are opportunities. You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah, just like
it's kind of like
the triangle and all that.
yeah, I was about to
Or
say
triangle, the
uh,
rectangle
uh,
and the square.
a rectangle is a square, but a square isn't a rectangle.
Yeah. What is that called? Is there a word for that kind of definition?
There's gotta be, but I just don't know it off the top of my head.
I bet there is. I'm looking that up. I'm also gonna switch game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a quick swap, just cause I don't know. I mean I know you're gonna swap, and I feel like doing a swap real quick wouldn't hurt.
Okay,
Just to
I'll swap here
something.
in a second. I'm in the middle of a fight, so.
Yeah, you're good. Um, let's see here.
Yeah, while you look for that definition of that word.
What was I going for again? Definition of
I don't. How would you describe it?
it's
Like,
definition an of an entity and subject being similar but not the same as another subject.
metaphor,
Mm,
simile.
similar but not the same relationship. That's not what I'm looking for. You know what would be good for this? Chat GBT.
The ultimate knowledge
The
book.
relationship between the square. No, the square. The
Yeah, and the
square
rectangle.
and the rectangle is similar to that of an opportunity and an and a privilege.
Bro's dead ass using ChatGPT.
What?
I have a feeling this is gonna look so bad on our end.
Why?
I feel like some people just aren't gonna like the use of AI. Period.
I think the use of AI is perfectly fine, especially when as
I mean, I use it a lot personally. Like, if I want to look something up that's like super hyper specific, and I want a specific answer, then I'm gonna use ChatGPT. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's just a lot easier, especially whenever you don't know what
Yeah.
a hyponymy or hypernymy in linguistics and semantics. A hyponymy is a more specific term with a category.
Bro.
E.g., square is a hyponymy of rectangle, and a hyponym is the broader category. E.g., a rectangle is a hyponym for square. So there's two different words for the broad term and the non-broad term. So really what we're talking about is broad and specific terms.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Fuck.
That's interesting. There is a distinction there. Yeah, I think the use of words is definitely important. Another thing that comes from the podcast I've been listening to recently. So this is very much a stolen bit. Okay, like this is not original. I want everyone to know that. Stealing this. I know that this comes from the Yard podcast. Huge shout out. Love those guys. Anyways, they were talking about long time ago. Is Dr. Mario a doctor?
I don't really know anything about Dr. Morrow, but I would say no. I don't think he went to school and got his doctorate and anything, and you know what I mean? He just looks like a doctor.
Right. But like, if you call him a doctor, then he's a doctor, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that's where the whole thing kind of.
Well, it's the same thing. Like Dr. Seuss isn't a doctor. He's just called that.
Right. It's a title though. A doctor is a title. Therefore, you called him doctor. He's a doctor.
He's not like literally a doctor. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the certifications or the credentials of a doctor.
Did he not have like the doctorate of a?
I don't think so at all. No. And neither does Dr. Mario. I know he does not have a doctorate in like medical science or anything like that, or medicine.
I don't know though. I mean, I would kind of agree with the fact that like calling him a doctor makes him a doctor.
Okay, but so can I call myself a doctor and apply to go be a doctor at a hospital?
No, because you're a real person. Like
but I'm a doctor,
for example,
I am Dr. Matthew now.
No,
because
you
refer to
you're
me
not.
as such.
See,
And you're a bigot if you say otherwise.
I think the difference is reality, right? Like you set the tone of reality the way you want it to be in fiction. So in Mario Land, in the world of Mario, he is a doctor. He has a doctorate, you know. And because we call him Dr. Mario and that is his title, he is a doctor. You know what I mean? Mario is not a doctor, but Dr. Mario is. That's my argument.
Well, what is Mario and Dr. Mario two completely different people?
Yes.
What?
Do you not do you think of them as the same person?
Well, they both look the same. You know what
I mean, are twins the same person?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
But it's a 1-to-1 though. It's not like he's got subtle differences. And plus, they never say, "Oh, Mario has a twin brother." Also called Mario. That looks like him, and he's a doctor. That'd be funny though. That'd be really funny. Add that to the next Mario movie. That is, he's got a long lost twin brother that's a doctor.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Just like, so who is Dr. Mario? And they just go, "Oh, it's his twin." Y'all didn't pick up on that?
It's funny because his name is Mario. Like his last name is also Mario. So.
Yeah, it's Mario.
And
I don't know why.
That's hilarious to me.
1 second. Yeah, let's one quick little pause.
We're gonna take a little break. We're back from our break. We changed games. Hopefully, Doom Eternal's not running or recording like ass on OBS. If it is, not my fault. That's OBS. It looks perfectly fine on my end.
I mean, it should be okay, just kind of either way, right? Well, next on it is really just the idea of opportunity, right? And another, I guess, opportunity that comes to mind for me is in history, there was this monk who wrote a prayer book, right? Very important, right? And it was, well, his prayer book, or whatever it was. Either way, you know, we've come to find out, you know, thousands of years later after scanning the book with science, that book actually came from pages of Archimedes' book, and Archimedes called it like the method, or I think he called it the method. And basically, it was an unpublished work by Archimedes. We had no clue, and he came up with calculus.
What?
Like thousands of years or something before calculus was a thing. Yeah, he made it.
I thought it was Isaac Newton though.
Yeah, it was. Archimedes did it first though, and it got erased, and then someone wrote a prayer book.
Huh.
Yeah.
I really thought it was fucking Newton. I don't know.
It was.
I don't really
it
believe
was
that.
Isaac
I don't really
Newton.
believe that.
I'm telling you right now, it was Isaac Newton. But the thing is, thousands of years before that, you know, he had made Archimedes had made method, which was also calculus, but it was
Mm-hmm.
erased to time.
Huh. What kind of opportunity is that? That we could have
The
had calculus
opportunity
earlier?
that we could have had calculus earlier. Yeah,
Hmm.
like another thing I think about is like a lot of people say like, okay, imagine you gave the like world's most powerful computer to like cavemen or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. They have nothing to plug it into, right? Like genuinely.
They'd be like,
But
"Duh, yeah.
yeah, but if you do it like semi-realistic, like oh, if you give today's strongest computer to people in like 2010, or if you, for my example, the one I think about a lot is if you gave the Romans a forklift.
One forklift?
Yeah, you're telling me you don't think the Romans could look at a forklift and say, oh, we can remake that.
Okay, they possibly could. I was thinking more of like they would just use it to build their stuff, you know what I mean? More faster and efficiently. You know
I
how
mean, yeah,
you think
they would,
they would
right?
really understand how it worked though? Because that's
I
like
think,
this is like industrial revolution type
don't
technology.
get me wrong, don't get me wrong. They might not understand like what the heck is with all this copper wire, like all.
What is this stuff?
Yeah, but they would at the very least be able to understand the idea of God,
Hmm.
I'm an idiot. Sorry. They would at the very least be able to understand like, okay, well these pulley chain things are weird. What do oh, whoa, these like whenever you pull these in a certain way, like almost if there was like a motor of some sort, we could get it to pull of like, our stuff up, and then they came up with their own version. 1 second, my dad's calling.
Oh, cool. Is he
Hello? Oh, nothing. I just butt dialed you. Yeah. All right. Love you. Bye.
all the way from Hogwarts, everyone?
All the way from Hogwarts. Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, they would at the very least be able to look at the pulley system within it, right, and be like, "Huh, pulley system. This, that's that. Like, we make forklift, but out of wood."
Even if they had forklifts, I doubt that would prevent Rome from falling.
I doubt it would, but I'm just saying it'd be interesting, right? It's an interesting change. It's an interesting opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Would you count this as an opportunity? Or some form of opportunities? Like the butterfly effect. I'm sure you know what that is. Would you
Yeah.
count that? Like, if this one small, minuscule thing happened, right? It would prevent, or like other things would happen. You know what I mean?
No, I think I would classify that as a privilege.
Really? How?
Yeah, a set of circumstances that allow you uh to have what was it? A set of circumstances that allow you to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's what the butterfly effect is, if not the same thing but in reverse.
But
A
okay,
set
a
of
butterfly effect
circumstances
is
that don't allow
like,
you to do something.
yeah, but like it's kind of. Would you say it's out of our control? A butterfly effect? Because like it's
Uh,
something that happens kind of like unknowingly. It's like once you have
I'd
hindsight of
say
like
quite
of it.
literally not. Like, the butterfly effect is something that comes with hindsight, but like the same thing happens like if I was to say, "Oh, if I punch my monitor, it would change the flow of the butterfly effect." You, you,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like it would just straight up be different. So I think that opportunity is the same, or not opportunity, the
It's different.
circumstance,
Yeah.
or dang, I'm forgetting the word. What is it?
Privilege?
Privilege. There you go. I was coming up with everything but privilege. But yeah, I'd say it's closer to privilege than it is opportunity.
Oh. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like an unknown opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get. I could get that. Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Because there's some like
Yeah.
butterfly effects of like, oh, if this small little thing didn't happen, you know, and the
Right.
rest of the
Like
stuff would happen.
if quite literally it was, oh, I wish I had not blinked that 1 second, or
Mm-hmm.
this is part of why I say like the multiverse and quote unquote infinity is bigger than what people think, but it's also easier to think about than what people think. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people say infinity is not like possible to comprehend. It is. We invented infinity. How is it not possible to comprehend? If you take 1 plus 1 and you do that forever, the concept of forever, then you just do it. That's what infinity is, right? And the same thing goes for like the multiverse, right? So let's say we had the power to. So if I wanted to go to a different universe where I got to meet Superman and blah 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 blah, I could. But a lot of people would be like, "Oh, but then like all your friends and family are left behind." No, they're not. I can go to a universe where it's the DC universe, but I have all my friends and family there. Heck, if I wanted, I could go to a universe where, oh, Superman lives our hometown. That's where he lives. That's where he goes, and he just does what he does. He goes around, he flies around our city, and he saves people. It's not as big as New York, but he still does it. Why? Because that's the universe I chose. Like,
And you believe that since there's such an infinite amount of possibilities that is like guaranteed one of them. Like such
guaranteed.
a niche example where Superman
It's
not only
infinite. It's infinite. It's the butterfly effect. If someone was to say, like, for example, our conversation right now, I want to go to a universe where our conversation took place less than a second, like a picosecond sooner, 1 picosecond sooner. That's what I want. And I can go to that universe. I could go to that universe, see myself, see you talking about the same exact thing. It's just exactly 1 picosecond sooner or later. Heck, if you wanted, I could go to a universe where the literally only difference is there was a butterfly that decided to turn left instead of right 3 million years ago. And that's the only difference.
That's like insane to think about, but like I can't really argue with that. Like, if there's infinite million universes out there, right? Which I'm sure
Right.
there is. Then that proposed universe you just said, I don't see why it wouldn't. A butterfly that decided to turn left instead of right 300 million years ago, but everything else stays the same. How do you argue against that? How do you say, actually, no, that doesn't exist because, that would never happen. That's just such a niche thing to talk about. But if the universes are like, things are infinite, right? Then like infinite meaning there's infinite it's a, what do you call it? Obviously it's not like specifically a number. It's
It's a constant.
Yeah, a concept.
Oh, a concept. Yeah, I can accept that as well.
It's a concept of, I was gonna say a concept of infinity, but it's a concept of something that's never ending. It repeats. You know what I mean? Or I wouldn't say it repeats, but it's. How do you define
something that's never ending is
never
a fine
ending?
definition.
Yeah, something that's never ending. It keeps going.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that's
necessarily
what infinity
repeat,
is.
but I mean, yeah. And in some
It doesn't
instances,
have to repeat. It can be infinite.
I mean,
not
like
repeat.
you have like in numbers, you have repeated decimals. You know what I mean? It repeats either the same number or the same amount of numbers till infinity. So
Yeah. Infinity is said to be a hard concept, but it really isn't. You just have to say, yeah, it's infinite. I feel like that works, and you can say you understand the concept. and understanding the concept in my eyes is understanding it.
I genuinely want to know if there's like a counterpoint to that, though. What could be a counterpoint to that? You know?
So the idea that I had an argument with someone that the multiverse doesn't exist. I think it doesn't exist. The reason why is that because infinite possibilities exist, that means that there's an infinite number of worlds where me specifically said, oh, right now, I just invented interdimensional traveling. I just know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
But I'm not going to explain
that. Yeah, I'm not going to explain it because I'm not that version. But, you know, let's say I figured it out. You know, I do it.
Because there is a universe out there where you have.
Yeah, there's a universe where I have. And because that universe exists, that means there's an infinite number of universes where I've done that. And they just have different colored hair, different opinions, different ideas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And all of that comes from the simple, I guess, the simple idea of, like, I'm losing my train of thought. Basically, all of those guys, all of those me's can travel the universe, and there's an infinite amount of them. Yeah, the Eliverse. And if there's an infinite amount of them, then that means they can travel the infinite universe. So that means that I can also argue, especially involving time, that there's a universe where I said, oh, universe 1356 blah 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 blah, where we're in this universe, the one that me and you exist in right now. Yeah, I'll travel there to let me know that interdimensional travel is real, that the multiverse is real, and I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to show him that it's real. Even if it's just a sign that it's real. There's an infinite amount of possibility that that's going to happen, right? But it hasn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's why the multiverse doesn't exist in my head. Now,
okay, if that's
his argument against it, right? Here's where I'm answering your question. His argument against it, if it answers it, is that what if we're just the universe within the multiverse that no one visits? Like, that's our universe.
Oh. That's different than what I was gonna ask, but go ahead and answer.
No, that's it. Just the kind of proposal of that, you know.
Okay, wait. So we're the universe that all of our different universe selves just don't visit, just cause.
Yeah.
That's his question. That's his gotcha. But like, why though? And what makes our universe just different from the others?
Exactly. That's kind of my question too. But like, the answer would just be probability, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, the probability of us being the one that they travel to is like 1 in infinity, but it's still possible.
The question I was gonna ask, if I can try to remember it. So you were saying that your rebuttal or your reason why you think the multiverse doesn't exist is because if you believe that there are infinite amount of universes, which you do believe, this is correct.
Right.
That you believe there are many different universes out there, and there are many million different or infinite different versions of you, right?
Right.
And you believe that if there really were infinite amount of versions of yourself and stuff like that, and obviously there's a universe where you invented time travel or into universal travel, right? Mm-hmm. And then why hasn't that one come and seen me, you know, and told me specifically that, hey, it's real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which makes sense. My question is, if you hold this as your belief, right, that like, yes, I do believe there are multiple different universes out there, but if there are multiple different, like, okay, the question, just to boil it down, what is the difference between a universe and a dimension? right? Because if you believe that there's infinite a number of universes of yourself, what's the difference between infinite number of dimensions? You know what I mean?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
universes.
So I have looked into this because, sci-fi writing,
Yeah.
manga,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, all that. The basic answer: dimensions aren't what you think they are. They just aren't. And what I mean by that is everyone likes to think of them as like, oh, you like a different dimension is like a different place, right? And it's like completely different from our own universe. That's just not right. A dimension is like,
I just fucking died and
or
fuck my life.
yeah, a
I'm such a
dimension
fucking
is
failure. I beat
like,
this game
for
of Ultra Nightmare and I
example,
die. Fuck my life. There's a
no,
dimension out there where I didn't die. Okay, that was some bullshit.
no, wrong. See, that's what I'm talking about. The actual idea of a dimension. So, in sci-fi and comics, whatever, a different dimension is used the same as a multiverse, but that's just wrong. What a dimension is the same as, if you write down a comic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2D. That's the second dimension.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
that's more of like a literal term of it. Yeah.
yeah. So it's not what people think of it as.
Mm. So like, well, how I was thinking of it is that like a dimension is like a different realm. Like for instance, in Doom there's the cosmic realm or the cosmic dimension where I don't know, there's a bunch of Cthulhu aliens or whatever. There's a dimension where it's all water or something. You know what I mean? That's what I was kind of thinking of it
Right.
as.
Yeah. I mean,
But
no.
you're more in a definition
Yeah.
way of saying it.
Because that's just kind of like what it is. Like it's just not a good word because I figured out like it's just not right. Dimension and multiverse are just used entangled, or interchangeable. That's what I was looking for. Interchangeably.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's just not accurate to I did that wrong.
So now, yeah, that still kind of poses the question that like, if you don't think in multi dimensions, well, if there were infinite number of universes that you believe, well, how come you from a different universe hasn't come and did what you said?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So it doesn't exist, right? That's my argument. But then his argument, the rebuttal, like how you were asking, how do you rebuttal against that?
Yeah.
His rebuttal was, well, the multiverse does exist, possibly, because possibly we're just the universe that isn't visited.
So then we have to ask the question, why though? So we're kind of going
Right.
back to where
It's
we
just
were
kind of,
originally.
well, we're not going back. It's just like the answer to that is just probability, right?
Maybe it just hasn't gotten to that point yet.
Maybe. I mean, there.
You know what
Oh,
I
so
mean?
that kind of.
It's like
I do know what you mean.
maybe you right now in a different, I don't want to say dimension, in a different universe, who is going to create multi-universal travel, so he can travel to different universes and speak to different, universes of you.
Yeah.
He just hasn't made that yet, so we're
Yeah.
waiting until he eventually does.
So that
That
does
poses the
bring
question
up.
when, but that also like brings up like,
I
isn't
have
there
something for
a
you.
universe?
I got something for
Yeah,
you.
let me just finish. Isn't there a universe
Yeah.
where you've already made it by now? Isn't there a universe where you made it when you were a kid? Isn't there a universe where you made it when you were a fucking baby? Is there a universe where
Yeah,
you made
you're
it
right.
like literally in 5 minutes and you will show up in your room in
Yeah.
5? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right. So the answer I kind of thought about was the. So the way that's kind of answered is the theory of like teleportation, right? Or time travel, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a theory that with time travel, The reason why no one's come back in time is because you need an entry and exit portal. So what that means is you essentially just need to make sure that, like, the moment we invent time travel, people will be able to go back to that moment, but only that moment.
So they would be only to go back in time to where the time thing was invented.
Yeah. Because then there's a exit point.
Oh, okay. I think I'm kind of following. But we can't go back to like 40s and 50s and stuff like that because time travel just wasn't a thing yet. So we can only go back in time to where it was actually invented.
Yeah. So that's kind of the answer to, like, why aren't there people here yet, right?
If that's the case, isn't that kind of like a paradox though? Time travel was invented, but you can only go back to where time travel, you know, no, it's not really a paradox.
No. So the thing about that is that it's actually an answer to a paradox, right? But if you look at it that way, then it's also, like, in my head, it's the same as, like, okay, but we could just get, like, let's say 6 football fields of, like, diameter and take that area, put nothing but flat concrete, and say, this is the designated time travel area. Couldn't we just go there?
Your super shotgun is nearby. A relic from your past. The priests have kept
I mean,
right? Like, doesn't that solve the problem?
I mean, yeah, but you're only you're just traveling back to just a specific area and you're limited to that specific area.
Exactly.
So,
but now we can just get time travel, like, maybe not instantly, like, maybe time travel was invented years later, but we would still kind of get something, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you would still theoretically go back in time to, like, I don't know, say the 40s or 50s, but just you wouldn't be able to go wherever you want.
Yeah, but even then, I don't know, because there's also the idea of, like, it's like it poses another question of, can we not go back because of matter, like literally matter? So we need a way to make sure that there's an actual entry and exit. Like, you can't just have come out of thin air. You need there to be something that is an entry and exit, you know, like the technology.
No, I mean, I feel like that makes a lot of sense. There needs to be an entry and exit point.
Yeah.
You know?
So I can kind of get, like, that my quote-unquote solution doesn't, because you still need the actual tech. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The fuck? I died here? Bro. I'm, like, fucking disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm recording a podcast, so I'm not fully, you know.
Not fully focused.
Yeah, so it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I really want to go back to this question that I had.
Yeah.
Because I really want to... I don't think I caught your answer. Or caught it fully. Because I think we went somewhere else. But... So, if you really do believe that there are multiple different universes with you and you do whatever you want. Like, there's a universe out there where you are bald. There's a universe out there where you're bald and have glasses. There's a universe out there where you're bald and have glasses. And you're right-handed. So I think you're left-handed, right?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, well, there's one where you're left-handed. Anyways,
yeah.
You get the point I'm trying to make. So obviously there should be a universe out there where you create universal travel. And there also should be a universe where you come and visit you. Right now, this universe.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's the case, why hasn't that happened yet? Why haven't you visited you, pretty much? Why haven't you visited
Yeah.
yourself?
I mean, I really couldn't tell you. My answer is that it doesn't. Like, I don't think it does exist. Yeah.
Mm. So you don't
Captain
believe
America
that there...
moment. Captain America moment.
Ow, how's that a Captain America moment?
No. In the game. In the game.
Oh. So you don't believe that there are multiple different or infinite amount of universes?
Yeah, I don't think there's an infinite amount of universes because of the fact that we haven't been visited by ourselves.
Okay. So do you think there's a finite number?
I suppose that's equally possible. Like, I would say it's more likely.
Okay. Well, do you believe that there's more than one?
As of right now, no.
Huh.
I think
Okay.
there's different. I think that there is a multiverse by definition of my belief system, right? Like,
Mhm.
I think that like heaven and hell is just other universes. That's what I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, like, I do think they exist. I just think it's just, as of my knowledge, I think it's just those two. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Okay.
I mean, that's via my belief. So who knows? Maybe there's also limit, right? Like,
That can only be 5.
yeah. So that's kind
Okay.
of my answer. What about you? Do you think about the multiverse
Mm,
as a full thing, or
I mean,
because I think it also has
I
to be possible. Like, let's say Superman just isn't possible, like, at all.
yeah.
That's a whole bunch of universes just cut.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Cuz there's like, you know how there's different types of like Spider-Man, there's Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
Obviously there should be different types of, infinite types of Superman. There could be a
yeah,
black one, there could be a kid one, there could be a disabled one, there could, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. There could be a freaking dog one, and there is, but
yeah.
a cat one. Anyways,
The cat.
yeah, but if you do say, yeah, Superman doesn't exist and he never will exist, then yeah, that gets rid of an infinite number of universes, I guess. Because there's infinite number of universes that
Yeah.
Superman exists in.
So here's the thing with the multiverse. It also means that it's just possible, right? It just means that he is possible,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the way, so this is kind of part of my research into comic book and all that, because people have questions like this. People have questions like, why aren't the DC universe and Marvel universe connected? That's just a genuine question,
Mm-hmm.
right? And in my head, I kind of have an answer, and it's the same one I have for my universe, which is just as simple as they are connected, but they're quote unquote physically far from each other. So the way I look
Physically
at it,
far from each other?
yes.
How would that work?
So not actually physically far from each other, but the quote unquote physically far from each other.
Oh,
So
okay.
what I mean by this is, imagine the multiverse as a grid, right? That's just what the multiverse is.
Yeah.
Now, with the multiverse as a grid, take that grid and just say, I think I messed this up and I just have to die.
The pause button exists.
Nope, never mind. I'm just that skinny. Yes, sir. Matthew could. Um, no, but imagine the multiverse, right? Now, there's one Earth and another Earth. There's Earth 1, Earth 2, or 3, or 4, or 5. You're just going down the list, right? Now, let's just say, because we're egotistical, we're Earth 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we change a little bit here, a little bit there. Like I said, like a butterfly changes its path left. There's a blade of grass that decided it got cut by the wind because it just decided so, and so on and so forth. literally the infinite amount of different possibilities that there are. If you take all those and you use all those changes, slowly change the rules of the universe and so on and so forth, like biology or how the earth was created, whatever you want to do. If you change it to a point where Superman can exist, and you change it to a point where Batman exists and Iron Man exists and blah 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 blah. Right?
All the Marvel characters, all the DC characters.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I think if you take our universe and you change it so much, who knows what the number is, hundreds of millions of times, you'll eventually get to the Marvel universe. And then, if you do the same thing to the Marvel universe, you'll eventually get to the DC universe, right?
While still maintaining the Marvel stuff.
Yes. Now, for my sake, I call these realities the Marvel reality, the DC reality, our reality. Now, if you take that concept and you say, okay, but on your way from the Marvel reality to the reality, you're still going through different Earths, which means between those two, there's this intersection, this gradient between the two of, yeah, in this universe, there's Iron Man and Superman, but there is no Captain America and there is no Batman. In this universe, there's Black Adam and there's the Flash, but there is no Wonder Woman. And there is, however, Martian Manhunter, and then blah 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 blah. Just
like
so
the heroes can interchange. Like in this universe,
Yeah.
there is Spider-Man, but no Batman. In this universe,
Yeah.
there is Batman, but no Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
And that's just the small differences on the way to other reality, the Marvel reality.
Mm.
Or DC reality, whichever one you want to go to, I suppose.
Reality TV show.
Yeah, reality TV show. Whichever you want to go with, really.
I never really gave my answer if I do believe that the multiverse exists.
No, you didn't.
I don't really believe in it because I don't have any like reason to, you know? Like how does that change my life? You know?
Right, I can get
Like
that.
if I believe that a multiverse exists, okay, now what? It's not like they're gonna come and visit me, right? We've talked about that and we've discussed that.
Well, if it does exist,
Yeah,
they
if it
would
does,
visit
they
us.
would, yeah.
So, does
If it
that
does
mean you don't
if,
believe?
okay. If that's if an infinite number of multiverses does exist, they would have visited us for sure.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But if there is a multiverse, they may or may not visit us. I'd say it like that. But
Yeah, I can agree with that.
but I mean, there's not really any proof that makes me believe in there's another multiverse or whatnot. So I mean, I'd like to believe in one. I wonder what it'd be like to meet another version of myself. You know,
It'd be very interesting.
It
There's
would
a video I saw where they it was a video where like the person felt I just died. It was a video where the person felt like they were a failure compared to the others,
Mhm.
but they then in the video basically came down to like, well, no, we're still the same person down to our core. So like, no matter what I went through in this universe, still wanted to help people, and then like I started a charity, but then the person that felt down about themselves, they were like, okay, to be honest, like I've been saving up money and I've been wanting to start a charity, whatever, and I just felt like stupid or like whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of like, it's just how it went, and I find that concept kind of interesting.
What would you do if you met yourself from a different universe? Let's
Definitely
say-
have a conversation. Like I would have a long conversation.
Like a
Like-
different you from a parallel universe.
Yeah.
Like okay, what kind of parallel universe would you want to conversate yourself with too? Like what major event in your life would say account for a parallel universe?
Ooh, interesting. I know there's my parents being divorced, but to be honest, I know what that universe looks like already, so I'm just gonna skip past that one and say maybe I've always been interested in another universe that's just straight up like a different area. You know what I mean? Like if I lived in Australia.
Okay. And they're like, oh, how's it like living over there?
Yeah, just like how would I be different? Would I be
it's like
funnier?
it's like there's like an Indian Spider-Man or whatever, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I think I'd be funnier if I lived in Australia.
Well, why Australia?
Because Australians are hilarious.
That's true, yeah. Some of them are pretty funny.
Yeah, like half of YouTube is Australian.
And they're pretty funny, so.
So, like, would I be funnier? I don't know. I think I'd probably be funnier. I know it's definitely my kind of humor.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it just kind of depends on whatever, right?
I wonder what an alternate universe of me would be if I never like met my girlfriend. We just never like talked, you know what I mean?
That's definitely one I've thought about. I know, but don't know the outcome. Like now that I'm older and wiser, I don't know the exact outcome. You know, but at the same time, I'm just like, I would have definitely.
How much more
left
miserable our lives
America.
would be.
I just would have been gone. I would have left America. I don't know if you would have even known me, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like-
if we've like stopped being friends.
I mean, I would have told you. Like, I know exactly what the plan was. The plan was to literally say, like, okay, I feel very broken in this time of my life, so I'm just gonna not, you know, I'm gonna go to like there are temples all over the world that just accept you as like part of their church, and you don't like there's some I'm sure that are worse than others and blah 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 blah, but there is one I heard about where it's literally just like you go there, you meditate, you do work, you meditate some more, you eat, you meditate, you do some work, you go to bed, you eat, you wake up, you meditate, you go to bed, meditate, wake up, go to bed, meditate. That's what I would have done. I would have spent all my time doing that, praying, so on and so forth. Yeah. And I would have told you, I would have looked you in your dark brown eyes. I would have said, Matthew, I love you, and I don't want to lose you as a friend, but I'm gonna be gone for like 2 years.
2
I
years.
need you to accept that.
I'd probably be like, hey man, as long as we can still call and play games.
I don't think I would. I don't think I could.
Oh damn,
Not
that's
in the temple.
crazy. Oh yeah, that's true. That's so true. Shit, my life would just probably just be like really miserable. I'd just probably be really sad. With my life, honestly. Be like a little loner, you know what I mean? Like a little.
My wife.
I wouldn't say incel, but like just a fucking legend.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. That was how I saw myself. Like I was like, I would just be a loser. And because of that, I was like, no, I'm going to a temple. I'm doing something other than just sitting here.
Sitting around
Yeah.
and, you know, rotting.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I decided for myself. I just said, no, like I know who and what I am. I would have just been in my room. I would have just been rotting away without her.
Here's a little question. Would you say being in a relationship is an opportunity or a privilege?
Ooh.
Like being in a relationship and having like a good health, like being a relationship in general, and then having like a good healthy one like we do.
I would say not even the healthy part. I would just say having a relationship is a not a privilege, but a God, you just said it. Why am I blanking?
A,
I'm
a privilege or
going
opportunity?
senile. Yeah, I swear I'm going senile. An opportunity. Like I thought of it as I was telling you, but my goodness, dude, I'm going insane. An opportunity, I think, is what a relationship is. I think a relationship is an opportunity, but I think also the qualities in a relationship are what make it like just kind of what it is. You know, like if it's good or bad, if you got lucky or not.
Mm-hmm. So you would say it's an opportunity.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I would say like the qualities of a person aren't an opportunity, but the relationship is.
Okay. I mean, I could kind of see that, but counterpoint, there's some people out there who just can't seem to find love. You know, those people
Right.
exist and they feel forever alone, I guess. Because I don't know,
Yeah.
for their own reasons, maybe they're socially awkward. They may think that they are ugly or whatever. Or, I don't know, just for whatever reasons, they may view it
Yeah.
more as a privilege.
I
What do
would
you say to
say
that?
I would say that comes with the idea of opportunity and privilege, right? Like if you had the privilege of something, someone else might say it's an opportunity.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I feel like that's just part of the dynamic. Like if I just had a Xbox, it would be seen as a privilege to some people. But if I was like, oh shoot, I got this Xbox and I want to play games and like start YouTube and stuff, I would see it as an opportunity.
Ah, an opportunity to start a new career. Or
Yeah.
start a YouTube career. Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
genuinely a matter of perspective. Like, it could be my dad's Xbox, like, and I just don't, I don't
Yeah.
get
I was
a
privileged
say.
enough
In,
to have a dad that bought an Xbox and let me play it, you know?
yeah, I mean, exactly. So, like, it could just be as simple as like, hey, you could have an Xbox, but you could just not have the privilege of playing it all day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I think the same kind of I don't know. For me, a relationship like is an opportunity because it's not like no matter who you are, it's a guaranteed no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole butterfly effect and blah blah blah, right? Like it's somewhat possible you could get like the opportunity to ask someone out, and then it's somewhat possible that you could get the opportunity to tell someone, hey, like I kind of, and they reciprocate that.
Hold on. Give me a second. Um,
Okay.
I lost like my train of thought. What I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're
I was
good.
just
I
more
totally
upset
get
that
it.
I just fucking died again, so I just keep fucking dying, dude. Why?
Why?
Why am I so bad
It's
at
an
this game?
opportunity to learn.
Shit, it's a yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's how some people look at it. I mean, it's just how you look at life, right? Like, for example, something I tell people every day, because like sometimes I'm taking stuff in and I drop it, falls over all over the floor, and I got to pick it all up, or like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? The way I say it is, it's life, or in my personal belief, like Satan saying like, hey, here's like a test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, a test, dang, that sucks, and that's really it. Like in my head, it's a test, and it's an opportunity for me to say, don't get mad, stay calm, power through, and have a good day. That's what I tell myself. That it's an
Smile.
opportunity. Yeah, it's an opportunity to smile and say, I'm gonna have a good day. Like, that's how my day is gonna go. And that's just kind of how I see it. Yeah.
So I kind of remember what I was saying. So I really feel like relationships are more of to boil it more, it's more of an opportunity, because you do have to take like that plunge into like asking the person out, or shit, the person asking you out, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know, it's an opportunity to meet somebody, to go out there and meet somebody and form a relationship with them, pretty much. I just see it's an opportunity, and I feel like the people who say it's more like a privilege probably aren't the happiest people. You know, they're the ones that are most upset.
Yeah.
Especially like with themselves.
That's definitely
because they would probably say something like,
fair assumption.
They would say something like, "Oh, it's a privilege because, oh, maybe I'm just not self-confident enough to talk to people," or "Oh, maybe I'm just so ugly," or maybe there's nobody that I like that's around, I guess. So you're privileged to be surrounded by people that you like, I guess. And it's not always that. You don't, like, if you're only going after somebody just for looks, then
yeah. Well, some people think it's
really
for money. Yeah. Some people think money is the changing factor.
That too.
So, like, they might think it's a privilege, but it's just a matter of mindset, right? Like, some people, it might be money affects their look, but maybe try not to go for that person, right?
Yeah. People, gold diggers.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of look at it the same. I think we agree on that topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But,
like, I mean, yeah, if you see it more as a privilege, then you're just kind of looking at it the wrong way. But I guess it's just all about perspective.
yeah.
Would you have that right mindset, I feel like you would understand it a lot more as an opportunity.
Exactly.
And I guess you could say that about a lot of things. If you understand it a lot more, it's more of an opportunity than a privilege or anything.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. I mean, for example, like, if you're a really smart businessman, you're not gonna look at money as a privilege. You're just gonna be like, yeah, I know how to make that.
If I die here, I'm gonna be like, I'm probably gonna rage quit.
I'm gonna rage quit the podcast. That'd be crazy.
I'm gonna quit
our chill podcast, the Nightly Nexus. You're gonna quit it.
Yep.
That'd be so insane. Imagine we had like, God, I hate you. Like, I'm never gonna record this with you again. Yeah, fuck this podcast. Never want to do this shit again. Fuck this script. Fuck you too. Or how's that one thing go? I can't remember. Dude, that Ronald McDonald one.
Are you talking about that one YouTube channel that makes like all those? Oh my god, literally on 6 health. Oh, God, bro. I need to lock in. Holy shit.
Gotta lock in. Gotta lock in.
God damn.
Go.
All right. I need everybody's energy. Everybody that's watching right now, I need your gamer energy right now.
Give him the gamer energy.
Without dying.
He really needs it. Unlike me.
Raise your hands in the air. Or point your hands to the screen and give me your gamer energy.
Give him the gamer energy. Give it to him.
If I die, that... Oh my god. Oh my god. Come here. Die. How did he not die from that? Genuinely. Oh my god. Oh, that's awesome. The health pickups fucking despawned when I walked over there. That's awesome.
That's so sick. Ah, so close.
This is like the hardest level on Ultra Nightmare, so. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this level without. You know what I mean?
Oh, you cut out. You without what?
I'm trying to do the level without actually doing.
Oh. Did I do it? Okay, I did it. Oh. I guess I can stay.
I guess.
I
I guess I could stay. I guess that's what you really want.
But you're pulling my leg.
Yeah. If you really want me to be here, I suppose. Like, if you're really gonna get on your.
You're cutting out quite a bit for me.
Am I?
Yeah.
Ah, dang. This is why
That's
I need to
fine.
record my own mic audio.
No.
No.
You know, I'm so glad to be like be in a relationship with somebody who's like just so freaking awesome. You know what I mean?
For real. Dude, every
Recently,
day.
I saw somebody that we both know that we're friends with.
Right.
I don't know if you want me to say her name. I'll just text it to you.
Keep it anonymous.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta keep the anonymous.
I saw this person recently, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't
I was gonna say,
recognize them
just
at
keep it
first because
anonymous.
it's been a while since I've seen them.
Yeah.
And I wish I was able to see them again because it was like a passing glance, and then after I glanced at them, I was like, wait a minute, that's so and so. I just didn't recognize them at first because, like, you know, it's been a while. But no, but I would have liked to actually like go back and like talk to them and be like, hey, how's it going, like catch up.
Right.
And like I also wanted to, every person I meet, I just want to gush to them and like talk to them about like my girlfriend and be like, hey, this is my girlfriend, she's freaking awesome, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get it. That's how I was during high school.
And that's
I
how
mean,
you should
it was
always be.
literally every. No, I just mean like in general in high school, like every morning whenever the guys would all be gathered and talking, I'd just be like, yeah, you know, like my girlfriend, like every day.
And now it's my wife.
Yeah, now it's my wife. Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Yes, sir.
No, but like, I don't know, I just love talking about her and try to bring her up as much as I can in conversations.
Right.
Because she's just my favorite person in the whole wide world. So.
Yeah. Other than me. Other than other than me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Other than me. Just keeps doubling down.
You're being serious, right?
Like you're not. You're joking. But yeah, I definitely get it. I mean, dude, it's hard for me to honestly put it into words because, like, with the other wedding coming up, right? We're like, what if, like, not what if, but we are doing our vows this time, right? Like last time we didn't do our vows. This time we're doing our vows, and so it's hard for me to word it even now because I'm just like the vows. Like I can't accidentally go into the vows. Yeah.
I vow that I will stop playing Fortnite to be with you, I guess.
Yeah. I swear, baby, like I love you so much that I love you more than Fortnite.
I will let you take a hit of my chug jug. Did you see my message?
Let me see. I don't think I saw that. Oh, that's why. That's crazy.
Now you see.
Yeah, now I see.
Okay, I got everything. Nice.
You got it all? Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yep. All the
Okay.
little thingies are unlocked.
Just making sure. Just want you to know. Once you mess up, that's it.
I died like 3 times in this level. I shouldn't have. Should have died 0 times.
Exactly. You're losing your touch.
I am. I'm falling off. It's
Falling off.
happening.
It's happening. It's finally come for you.
Did I
Age.
ever tell you? Yeah, age. Yep. We're already old, so might as well like retire. But did I ever tell you that I remember before me and my girlfriend like started dating, I guess we were like getting to know each other. But when we were just talking casually, we were talking about like games we played, and she brought up that she played Doom Eternal. And when I heard that, I was like, holy shit. Girl that plays
Like,
Doom Eternal.
she's the one.
Like, no flipping way.
There's no way you playing the same game that I'm thinking about.
My beautiful babe. I just found my beautiful babe.
Yeah. That's so
No, man,
funny.
when she said that, I was like, oh my god. Like, my face lit up and everything. Because that's like my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So.
a good game. It really is.
I mean, you've never beaten it, so.
No, I haven't. But I love the lore and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of.
The lore is good, the soundtrack is good, the gameplay is good, everything about it is good. But,
Yeah.
man, I remember she told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, no way. And I remember just thinking to myself, I was like, dude, that's just like the hottest thing of all time.
Who is this? I see?
Oh, man. That's crazy to think that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Man, time flies. It really does.
It really does.
Even during the podcast, I'm just like, God,
Mm-hmm.
it's been an hour. No, it's been 2.
Well, we
what?
did take like a 15-minute break.
Yeah, we got a lot
So-
that we're gonna cut. A lot.
Oh yeah, for
But,
sure. So
yeah.
I'm gonna be in the trenches on Premiere. So
Yeah. That's for sure.
we also
But
need to discuss
it'll
thumbnails and stuff like that, because I don't like just stupid
Yeah.
gameplay screenshot. What would our thumbnails look like? Let's discuss that right now.
Yeah. So I like the official podcast view of it, where each one's just pertains to the subject, but I don't think we really have subjects that are applicable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least not now. You know, we'd have to get along in our career, hopefully. You know what I mean?
What is the official podcast's
Uh,
thumbnails
the
look
official-
like?
They're literally just art. Like, they have a dude do art of
Oh
them
yeah, that's right.
and their
I think I know what
situation.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
kind of
Well, we'd probably have to
find.
find an artist to do that.
We got your girlfriend.
So I was just literally about to say that, but yeah, I mean, I can give her my iPad. She can draw something up and do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I like it.
I always good at the mock-ups.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like,
That's
I can
true.
actually get our idea on the paper, and then she
Mhm.
just go, okay, that.
That's good enough. Okay. So if we were to make one for this episode, all right,
For
what
this
would it look
episode.
like? Yeah.
Interesting. It would probably have something to do with the idea of the episode name.
Wow. Really?
That's what came to my brain. Like, I don't know about you, but That's what
I
was
think it should just be a picture of a troll face.
troll face.
That's what I was thinking, but I mean, it's
what do you
your
what do you mean?
podcast, so I guess.
No, but what do you mean?
I was joking.
What?
Never mind.
I love messing with you.
The rage baiter gets rage baited.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Literally, man. I tried rage baiting you and it didn't work.
No, it never really does.
No, you
You
always
usually
see through
go the
my
wrong
facade.
way.
Hey, that's what happens when you've known me for 11 years, so.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But then again, my jokes are usually very blatant. Like, you know my jokes are coming.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're so predictable.
No, not predictable. Mine are just out in the open. I'll just sit there and laugh at my for a solid minute because I'm freaking
sure.
hilarious. That's what I think.
We won. I'll never forget when I went over to your house, right, and we're hanging out. Stayed up all night playing video games. I woke up and you were gone.
Yeah.
It was the night before you were gonna go on that Jacksepticeye thing.
Right. Yeah, and I had to just take off.
Yep. I woke up and you were gone. I was like, oh, this sucks. Because I mean, of course I didn't have a ticket to go because you were going with Tyler and Jacob, right?
Yep. You got it. That was a lot of fun. I'm in that video.
Yeah, that is true. Eli is in that video. In his video on his so if anybody can find
someone will find it.
If someone finds it and give the timestamp right to find babyfaced Eli.
They also have to guess. They have to find babyface me, and for now at least, they just have to. They have to guess.
That's crazy, dude. Imagine if I was there too. That'd be kind of cool. They could like see. Actually, that's not really kind of cool. We're minors, dude.
Oh no! God, it's so weird.
I don't think there's any pictures of me online. Cause have you ever tried like, of course, like Googling yourself and seeing if there's any pictures of you? And
I mean, I know we have covered this point before, but dude, there's just no point. You really think I'm on the internet?
Oh, you're on a Jacksepticeye video, so.
Yeah, but they don't know it's me.
That's
it's
true.
Random citizen number 32. Like
random NPC number 3,902.
Yeah, like genuinely, like who is ever gonna pick me out of a crowd, especially with me just not having social media.
And plus, on top of that, that's a almost 10-year-old photo of you. So obviously, you don't look the same. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just
they probably could like take that grainy, tiny, like minuscule pixel of your face and be like, take it to AI and be like, okay, age this guy up 10 years, and maybe have a valid.
The thing is, they could probably there's gonna be a limited amount of faces visible, right? Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a limited amount of faces where you can actually identify a person, unless they think like, oh, I can identify myself by like the back of my hair, or like blah 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 blah, right? Like who knows how I'm appearing in that video? For all they know, I'm the guy underneath the Jacksepticeye like blockhead.
You could be anybody in that crowd, literally anybody.
Literally anyone. Who knows?
I think after this podcast, I'm gonna go pull up that video and find that time step. Oh, where you're at.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But
that'd be fun to look at.
mean,
okay. But
that brings up another topic with the thumbnails, right?
Yeah.
Do you care if people know what we look like? Like I know you do care about your anonymity.
And anonymity.
But, yeah, anonymity. But at the same time, like, how much? Like, once we get going, and We got
I care about it
different-
a lot. I would like to keep my physical appearance as not on the internet as much as I can.
right.
I would much rather have like a persona on there than like a drawing of me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know how Dream
Which I
has his
can
gay
definitely agree
little,
with.
you know, smiley face character.
Yeah.
So that's my answer to that. So I'd much rather have like my persona of me, like a little whatever you want to call it of me, rather than my
Yeah.
actual face.
I definitely understand that. I know I don't care as much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's really my only thing. Is I don't know. Just in my head, I know at a like, especially like for example, if we start making games and stuff as well on top of the podcast, which we'll probably do probably soon. Probably I'm gonna put you in my basement, but we'll
Hey, man,
figure
bro,
that out.
don't forget, if we need voice actors, we know exactly who to call.
Yes, sir. We always got voice actors. Me, myself, and I.
What are you talking about, dude? There's two very capable people who have
Three.
a very
Excuse me. Three.
three very
We
capable with
we got
decorative
multiple.
careers.
Yes. So we got dozens of options.
Oh yeah,
But-
for sure.
On top of that, or all of that, I should say, I just think like with that progress comes like people literally looking for us. You know what I mean?
Like people trying to find our faces.
Yeah.
Well,
That exactly.
I'm gonna crush like the biggest probably reason why people want to see other people's faces is to see if they're attractive or not. I am ugly. There you go. Do not draw
Yeah,
me
you're
as a
saying that
handsome
'cause-
stud muffin.
You're saying that because you got
It's like
a
what?
girlfriend. Because you got a girlfriend. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Obviously, but even if I didn't, I'm like, it doesn't change the fact that I'm still ugly. So like,
That's just not true.
he's actually a stud muffin though, so you can draw him as handsome as you like.
Yeah, for sure. So handsome. That's
Yep.
me.
Yep.
If I'm handsome, you're definitely handsome. You can't say that I'm handsome.
Nah, man, I'm fat. I got like, I
Nah,
weigh like
that's just not how it
600
works. That's not
pounds.
how it works. You can't because we got a lot of similarities. So you can't say that I'm handsome and you're not handsome.
I remember when I was in high school, people there was this one girl who used to think that me and Ricky were brothers. That's gotta
Really?
be a racist thing though, right?
Yeah, a little. Yeah, quite a bit actually. Wow, that's. I've never.
Like, I don't think she
I've never been
meant it
one
as a
to-
racist thing, but
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't, and I've never been one to be like, "Oh
That's racist."
wow, how dare they?" But that's y'all just aren't. Y'all don't look similar in any way.
yeah, no, he looks a lot more Mexican than I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm I'm like white.
Yeah. I wouldn't say you're white, but you're definitely paler, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
pretty pale. Like, I mean, I feel like I could fool people that I'm a white guy.
Yeah.
Not just by like my skin color, but just who I am. Like if I told somebody, "Oh, I'm Mexican," they're gonna be like, "Oh, what, really?" Or Hispanic,
Right.
they'd be like, "Oh, what, really?" It'd either be white or Asian. It was always Asian though. Everybody always thinks I'm Asian.
It's always Asian. Yep.
Always.
I don't even know what you're on about either, because like you are.
I
That's what all the
don't.
fan art's gonna be.
Wait, what?
That's what all the fan art's gonna be.
That I'm Asian?
Yeah, you're Asian.
Can y'all draw me as a fat Asian man?
You just
A fat
why
balding
are
Asian
you
man?
acting like this isn't true?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is true. Shit. Fat Asian guy with a big belly. I'd really appreciate that.
I
That's
really
my
appreciate
character.
that.
Where's the... I hear this. And then Eli, you are a muscular Filipino guy. So both
Filipino.
Asian.
I mean, all right.
What, you
I
don't like that?
suppose. I mean, I just didn't really. I don't really care. Like, I'm fine with people knowing I'm Hispanic.
Mm-hmm. What is the craziest way you think someone could draw you?
Could draw me.
Like,
Create.
what somebody drew you as like a black character. Would that like surprise you? Be like, whoa, they think I'm black?
I don't know. A lot of people associate deep voices with like black. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
gotta be.
that.
That sounds
that-
wrong to say.
It is wrong to say. I'm not saying I think that. I'm saying a lot of people do associate it with.
Oh shit.
Like, that's been a lot of thing with other YouTubers and stuff. Like they just associate it with that.
It's like when people thought that Video Game Donkey was black.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like genuinely, like people, like deeper voices and so on with different people.
He was
Like
just a
whenever
very
I
white
showed
gamer.
my wife, yeah, whenever I showed my wife Video Game Donkey, she was like, "That's not what I expected at all." I was like, "What'd you expect?"
I tried to
And
show my girlfriend.
She just said, "I have no clue, just not him."
Yeah, I tried to show my girlfriend the Halo videos of Video Game Donkey, but she would not watch it. She says it's dumb.
I don't think Jalen would watch it either. It's just for Jalen, she understands the humor. She just literally tells me like she has a limit. Like she can listen to maybe 2 of those jokes, but then that's it. It's no longer funny after that. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I could watch like season after season of, yeah.
I think it's funny.
I definitely think it's funny. Smiling Friends is funny. Like Smiling Friends is another one.
She likes Smiling Friends. She likes Smiling Friends.
Jalen tolerates Smiling Friends. That's like how I see it. But I mean, she finds it funny. It's just a matter of, you know, just I guess amount. You know, she can handle like maybe 8 episodes a day, maybe, and even then it'd have to be spread out over more than just a day.
No, my girl, she can watch them all the time with me. We both love that show.
Yeah.
Like when season 2 was coming out, we were so excited when each episode was coming out. At first she thought it was weird, but she started to like it.
I think Jalen, she gets it. She does get it. Doesn't like care for it, I guess. Like it's not her taste, you know. Like it's just as simple as that. Anyways, I'm about to destroy this person's morality in this game. Quite literally.
Destroying people's morality in video games? You can do that in Doom.
Literally just destroy
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages, I like the Dark Ages.
Oh fuck, I'm out of ammo.
What?
I got no ammo. I need more bullets. I need more bullets.
A bullet.
Bigger weapons. Bigger weapons. Bigger weapons. I need more bullets. I need more. You seen that?
Yeah, I have. That's what I was mimicking. I don't know like the actual context.
He does like gay porn, so.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. But like he did like TikTok streams where he would say that like over and over again, and people would donate money, and he would say that, and he would always wear like these tight pants, and he'd be like jiggling his butt. So
Mm.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's the meme, I guess.
That's the meme.
Gay porn is funny. That's the joke.
I'd say it's kind of funny.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that, because I agree. Just I
I
wouldn't say
mean,
that out loud.
I mean, it just is, right?
Like the Yes King
it's
stuff. I think that's hilarious.
Yes King is meh to me,
Man,
but it's meh. Like
how?
I don't know. Like I can get it, but it's just not the funniest thing in the world to me. Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny. I mean, like, it's just so. Why would you say that during? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I can get it.
I don't know. I just think
I
it's
don't know.
funny.
For me, the funniest stuff during that is meticulous, I guess. I don't know. I like sex jokes to me just have to hit correctly, you know.
Have you ever seen the movie Sausage Party?
Yeah, and it honestly just wasn't that funny to me.
I watched it when I was like a kid. I remember going to watch it in theaters with my dad, but I mean, I don't really remember any of the jokes. So,
Yeah,
you know.
that's what I mean. Like, if you don't remember the joke, like, I feel like it can definitely still be funny, but it takes, like, you should still be able to recall it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's this. The movie came out a long ass time ago, so I don't remember.
It was a while ago.
Oh,
Hmm. Sucks.
should have not gone this way.
Got it.
There we go. There's still more. Goddamn. All right. Should have gone the other way. I think that's what the strat was, but it's okay.
That's the strat.
An opportunity missed.
Opportunity. That's what the episode's about. Yes, sir.
Yay! See what I did there? I'm so smart. That's what we call a callback.
That's what we call a callback. Do you think? Do you think like an opportunity is something that you can manufacture, or you just have to get lucky?
I feel like you can manufacture it.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
because it's not really an opportunity if it's not manufactured. You know what I mean? It's like something you bring upon yourself. Like, I have this opportunity to be talking to you right now. I have, like, when you first said that, my first thing that came to mind is like getting a job. Like, I have an opportunity to have a job. I have the opportunity to go out, fill out job application, and get interviewed, and do well in the interview to get hired at a job. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, exactly.
like,
I kind of asked that knowing that answer. I'm playing Portal right now, and Portal's a great example of that. Do you know that whole thing?
I've only played Portal like a handful of times, but I've never really played like fully through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I just mean kind of the backstory. It's basically it was a fan game, and then it got canonized.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was completely fan, and it was such a good fan game that good. We want to work with us, and they did that. They made Portal. They made Portal 2, and now it's part of the Half-Life lore.
Oh, it's a part of Half-Life, really?
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's so awesome how how it's connected, because it's literally isolated. Like that's the lore. That Portal is an isolated facility that Half-Life, like everyone in Half-Life, just couldn't find the facility, and that's where you are. Like that's it.
Huh. I did not know that. Well, I know like a
Yeah,
lot of Valve games start out as initially fan games, like Team Fortress 2, Counter-Strike, as like mods of the different games or whatever.
yeah. Same with the Stanley Parable. It was uh, it was a mod for what was it? I think it was Half-Life. That or maybe CS:GO or something.
Mm.
But yeah, I know it was also a fan game. It was a mod, and then they turned it into a game.
I don't know if I've said this on the podcast already, but I remember vividly as a kid watching like Gmod playthroughs and seeing Half-Life 2 on the Xbox store and thinking like, holy shit, Gmod! That's Gmod! I want this game.
Yeah,
But you
I
know,
mean,
it's not Gmod.
yeah, I think Half-Life is a lost art. I think it its style needs to be revitalized. Genuinely,
Well, the latest Half-Life game was Alex, so
yeah, and it was great, but I don't
God
know.
damn it.
I think it could do better as non VR,
Mm.
but I mean, that's just true, right? Like that's just a fact. VR is not as good as other game systems, like so. But I think it definitely interesting. I don't know. I've just been doing research, a lot of research, especially on Half Life and Portal and all that, because I think it's part of like gaming history just in general, and like there's a reason for that, for sure. And I think it's because they're part of peak gaming,
Mm.
you know. And it's crazy that most of peak gaming, according to me, comes from community, from them just being like, "Oh shoot, let's make this game. It's fun. It's cool. Dang, that's a fun, cool game. Let's buy it." Like, you know.
Dude, I'm fucking this guy up right now, and he just ate all that damage. I was comboing him like a fucking madman, and he just like was like,
I
Looking
beat
at me
Portal,
like a-
so I'm listening to the end credits.
oh, holy shit. Okay, all right, that guy hits hard, and I missed my shot. All right, Bitch.
Still alive.
die. Holy shit.
Still alive. Still alive.
I hear you, bitch. Die, motherfucker.
Still alive.
Isn't Portal like a multiplayer game? Like you can play with another person, or is that only Portal 2?
Portal 2 is multiplayer.
Ah, that's crazy how Valve only made 2 of each of their franchises. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
like 2 Half-Lives, 2 Team Fortresses, 2 Portals, 2 Left 4 Deads. I wonder why they just don't make third games. Like, what's up?
I'm not sure. I mean, it could be just as simple as they're worried, you know? I mean, I know Half-Life 3, that was definitely because they were worried. They're just like, oh, it's not going to live up to expectations. It's just not. But I think living in that fear is more... I think it kills the opportunity of success more than it does hurt the company.
I saw a
You know what
missed
I mean?
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, Half-Life Alyx, big spoilers. So, genuinely, if you want to play Half-Life Alyx or you want to know the lore, skip a few minutes or so. But the end of Half-Life Alyx is that, like, basically you retcon the end of Half-Life 2, right? And it's not like, oh my goodness, it's completely retcon. There's so much like that's gonna change from this. Everything has changed now. No. They retconned the literal ending. The ending is just slightly different. It's a different cliffhanger. Now, with that in mind, you would think they're gonna make a Half-Life 3, right?
Nope.
Yeah, probably not. But in my head, I'm like, y'all could have done that from the beginning. You could have just kept going forward, and then if people didn't like Half-Life 3, Half-Life Alyx reverts it all.
That's true.
They could have made Half-Life 3. They could have done that, and if it went bad, they could have released Half-Life Alyx and said, yo, here's a prequel. Guess what? we're going back. Like, that simple. But I mean, it's hindsight, right?
Have you only
So-
played Half-Life 2 and not like the other Half-Lives?
I haven't played any of them.
Oh.
I have played Portal 1 and Portal 2.
Oh, I thought you would have played Half-Life.
I really want to play them, but they're also old. They just are, you know.
Well, the first one is pretty old, yeah.
Exactly.
like a 90s
Black
game.
Mesa is crazy old. Like, it's so old that Black Mesa humor isn't funny to me, you know. Like, people love the doctors and like how they go, we're like, "Wow, whoa," and, like all that. It's just not the funniest thing in the world to me, you know. Like, it is funny. Don't get me wrong. I find it funny. It is very humorous, but it's just not like, oh, like slap my knee, I'm gonna cry. Like, no, it's just like kind of funny.
LMAO.
Yeah, it's just like it comes off as slightly, like, I guess TikTok humor-ish. You know,
Zoomer
just
humor.
like a little, just like very quick, very like kind of, you know, like,
It's kind
oh,
of
they all
funny.
get
This
the
game
same
came
voice.
out in like the 90s, so
Yeah, in my head, it just reminds me of, oh, they all have the same voice, and it's funny because it's like a somewhat lazy joke, and I'm just like, I guess, yeah, it's funny, but I don't know. Black Mesa's still really good though. That was like kind of peak of Half-Life, like story beginnings, because it literally just throws you in. It says, yo, you're part of the facility, you're a scientist. Yo, here's this crystal, throw it in the beam because you're a scientist. Whoa, there was an explosion, you gotta survive. Bam, boom, whoa, now we're in Half-Life 2. Bam, boom, Half-Life Alyx. Like, you know,
so just
it's
skipped
such
Half-Life
a...
1.
What do you mean? That Half-Life is Black Mesa.
Oh, I didn't know
Half-Life
that.
1
Okay,
is Black Mesa.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Half-Life 1 is essentially... Half-Life 1 doesn't exist. Half-Life 1 is Black Mesa, the expansion of Black Mesa, which is like the Soldier expansion. And then there's the other expansion, which is the like security guard expansion. And then that all together is Half-Life 1.
Oh, yeah, because I know that Half-Life has like a bunch of like expansions.
Yeah. So those expansions are really cool too, because it's basically, hey, this is what happened. Guess what? Here's a multiplayer mod, like expansion, so you can play with your friend. Hey, here's another expansion that shows you what's going on in this part of the facility. Hey, here's an expansion that shows you what the military saw. And there you go. Like, they just expanded and expanded, you know?
But never again.
No, never again. Because, like, you see a lot of people attempting the same thing with the Steam Workshop. Like, there's a lot of Half-Life and Portal fan games, but they've stopped incorporating people's games.
Yeah.
Right? And I
Into
think part of
lore.
that, yeah, I think part of that is, one, they don't want to mess it up. Two, legal reasons, right? Like, nowadays, it would just be so messy. And it would be a very fuzzy opportunity for them to get, you know? It's like, oh, this is really good, but how make? Are people still interested? Would they still want to play this if we just bought it, took it off the Steam store, and then re-put it on the Steam store? Like, so on and so forth. So, I think it's definitely an iffy subject, but I think if people took a moment and made their own original work, something that genuinely just was like, you know, in the ocean of Half-Life or whatever, maybe they would add it, maybe. Like, I think your intentions have to be pure, quite literally.
Nexus.
Yeah, Nexus.
This is a Nexus on the screen.
But
But with all these like different Half-Life games and stuff like that, right? Do you think the reason why they've never made, like Valve in general has never made a third game, right? I think it could be because like they felt like they've perfected the game, you know, genre, whatever.
Yeah.
They were satisfied with the game. They didn't want to improve it, so they want to leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that could
Like
definitely be
the
it.
first time run was like, hey, here's our new franchise. Let's get some feedback on it. You know, people say, oh, I like this about the game. Oh, I didn't like this about the game. And then they're like, all right, let's make a second game. And they make a second one, right? And then, of course, improves on the first. And like, all right, this is the definitive version of it now. So there's no need to continue from this one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a huge contributor. I mean, even if you look at Half-Life Alyx, like I said, it just leaves you on another cliffhanger, right?
Mhm.
So what was the full point? You know what I mean? Like, definitely fun, but like, it didn't change anything, and it's quite literally as safe as you could get it.
I was gonna say, would you think it's like a missed opportunity on Valve's part for not making a sequel?
Yeah,
Like not
'Cause
making a
it's-
third game at all?
yeah, I would say that's a missed opportunity because in my head it's their product, right? So in my head, they're the only ones that can really stand to gain from it. Like, for example, Pokemon, right? I think that they absolutely waste their opportunity time and time again because they just have all the money in the world and do nothing with it. Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world, and they make new Pokemon that no one likes, and they don't change the game. And then whenever people started getting fed up with it, they said, hey, I'm not going to buy any more Pokemon games. You got to change the game. They did it, and they kind of half did it. Like, it was a proof of concept, kind of. It's like, okay, that's good. Now, the next game, the non-proof of concept, it was just like, oh, this is bad. This is real bad. Why is it this bad? And then they said, remake. Here's a remake.
Well, Valve didn't have like a bad game, so
Yeah.
you know.
So I think it's definitely a matter of like the fear of having a bad game. You know? Like, I think they were scared that people would be like, Half-Life's ruined forever now. Like, they had the same reaction with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones had like 2-3 terrible seasons or something, and now no one talks about it. Like, people still talk about Breaking Bad. No one talks about Game of Thrones.
Damn. I've never seen either shows, so.
Neither have I. I want to watch Breaking Bad, but
Oh, same.
I'm afraid
Same.
that it's gonna inspire me to make like a gang kind of inspired comic or something related, like a video game, anything. And I just can't have more projects. I can't. So I've avoided basically everything gang related recently.
Anything that will inspire you to make yet another series.
Yeah,
Or whatnot.
I've been sticking with things that genuinely interest me, or just, you know, I don't think will get in the way, you know, of my inspiration, or at the very least will help with my inspiration. Because my goodness, if I get distracted too much, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like there's too many concepts, I guess, you know, flowing through my brain. Like, even now, I know I have 2 key characters in the comic book and I'm not even done with the first comic book, let alone the like building of why they need a relationship in the place. And then on top of that, I don't have with not having a reason for their relationship in the first place. I was also like, okay, well, I want them to fight or something at some point, right? Well, then I was like, all right, well, how far along do I have to be to see them fight? And it's like, oh, like 50 something books. And I'm still not done with book one. So I just can't have more distractions.
Oh, no more distractions. Yeah.
Yep. Other than like other than things genuinely separate. Like, for example, I've worked on video game concepts, but that's because I know me and you will work on them at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be voice acting in them, so.
Yeah.
So. Not doing any like hardcore development, you know what I mean? I can't do that stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Honestly, my thing is just a matter of help. I just don't have help. That's all I ask.
I'm just making a joke with you.
Are you? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
I don't know. Am I? I can't remember.
It's been going for, at least the recording itself, for 3 hours.
Yeah, I saw that just a second ago. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's probably more like 2.5. So I think we've reached the time that we're most comfortable with. Do you think that we should maybe make the episodes a little shorter?
I think we should try to make them shorter because we still need time to do like a extra bit for Patreon. You know what I mean?
Not really.
Patreon needs a reason to exist. So that means we need to give them extra content. Nothing that will actually like, oh, you're missing out. Like, make sure you buy the Patreon. Like, we're not scummy like that, of course. But just the idea of if you pay for something, you should get something out of it. So, with that in mind, the Patreons or patrons should get at least like 30 minutes at the very least of extra podcasts. You know what I mean?
I feel like they should get like extra, just like bonus episodes.
Yeah, I think bonus episodes is what they actually deserve. I was just saying, like, for modesty, you know, that they at the very least deserve something. And with that in mind, it's just like, yeah, the normal podcast episodes have to be short.
Yeah, true. Maybe if you want like the longer 2-hour ones, maybe they could put it on there.
So what it'll have to be is, I'm doing a lot of business thinking right now and I'm just dying. What it'll have to be is something along the lines of, we record an hour and 30, maybe less, depending. And with that, we say, okay, podcast is up. Now it's time for the Patreon. We hope you had a good time. Like, Patreon time. If you want to listen to the rest, get the Patreon.
Obviously, like, we can have more like uncensored topics on there too. So like stuff that's not really necessarily allowed on YouTube. So
exactly. And I've seen others do, for example, a watch party like of movies, you know, or like advice show.
You know, that would be really cool if we did like a movie review. Like, we watch a movie, we'll pause it in between and be like, oh, this is blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I think that would be super cool.
Or maybe spend a whole episode talking about a movie that we watched or something.
I mean, yeah,
we did that for the Minecraft one, so. At least I
Yeah,
did.
so it would just be more like every movie would be a Patreon exclusive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even like old movies, like we've discussed watching the Star Wars movie, like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
could be,
yeah. The prequels or whatever.
yeah. So like that could be another thing. Just like Patreon users watch us play that or watch that, and we commentary on it, and then we go.
Mm-hmm. Man, just like walking around in the Fortress of Doom just brings me back to COVID lockdown. So I played this game a lot during the COVID lockdown.
Right.
I still do, but like, damn. It just brings me back.
Yeah. Same with Super Hot. It's bringing me back a lot. I feel like I'm just picking up the controls again. I'm going like from one mission to the other, you know.
Well, you played that on
Already like floating.
Xbox, right?
Yeah, yeah, but it's essentially the same concept. It's I get to live out my dream fantasy of being the Flash,
Oh.
essentially,
Mm-hmm.
because Super Hot, and some people would disagree with me there, but Super Hot is essentially whenever you move, time moves. So as long as I take my time and move slowly, then I'm good. I will. Excuse me. Then time will move slowly, and theoretically, depending on how fast you will move faster than everything else. So the idea is if you move so slow that you see everything around you no matter what, right? And you move as slow as possible, what's the difference between me and the Flash?
Because well, everything to the Flash is moves slow, so.
Yeah, the difference would be area, right? Like the Flash could come from this area, like let's say New York, all the way to Paris in like 2 seconds. I'm still human. I would still have my limits, but I could probably cross that area faster than most humans.
Mm.
I would think, at least.
As the Flash.
Yeah. So, and to be honest, if I had the Flash's abilities, I would be I would be so ecstatic, but it wouldn't be anything like I would flaunt. I wouldn't be like, "Oh, I'm now the hero of like New York and I'm going to go around saving everyone's life." Like, genuinely, I think
Does the Flash have to like eat a lot of food to maintain?
he does. He has
Okay.
a super metabolism.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I would definitely use my powers minusculely. Like people would just think I have like ultra instinct or like I just knew everything that was ever gonna happen. Yeah. Cause like if the Flash just took his time, quite literally just if he took his time, then he could just one finger block anything ever just because he knows it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I, a normal human, were fighting even the strongest of men, and I knew what was happening before, like if I knew they were going to throw a right cross before they threw the right cross, then I just can move out the way very slowly. Same thing with bullets. If a dude had a pistol, it doesn't matter. I just move as slow as possible out the way, perfectly, ever so slowly, and boom, I'm out the way. I win, and I punch him in the face.
Just like in Super Hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what if that person you're fighting up against was the Doomslayer?
Uh, See, that becomes a question of like, so the Doomslayer can move super fast, but does that come with the idea of perception, right? So, like, does he get the super hot powers? Because, like, the Flash gets super hot powers, but does the Doomslayer?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, he moves fast, but I don't think it's like where everything around him seems slow.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that in mind, he might be fast, and he could theoretically catch me off guard, but most likely won't happen. But the problem in lies where I have to get through like the armor, right? So honestly, the best tactic there would be to do like Aikido and like try to break his elbow or like his knee, maybe his ankle, like any kind of joint. Go for that.
On his indestructible armor.
Yeah, just because his indestructible armor is gonna keep anything from actually hurting him. That or go for pure impact, not penetration.
Oh, the dude's just like really powerful as fuck. So like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to power scale him, you know?
Yeah, I mean it really is. There's another idea of actual resilience. You know what I mean? So if, for example, I did have the upper hand. Let's say the Doomslayer just couldn't touch me. He just couldn't. Could I, even in the wildest dreams, actually damage him? Genuinely.
Probably
Like,
not. It'd just be a stalemate.
Yeah. Like, even if I could punch him and it did theoretically do damage, it doesn't matter. Like, how long, how many punches until I actually get even a scratch on his armor? So it's a hard power scale whenever it comes to like armor being their main thing.
I wouldn't say that's his main thing, but
I'd say it's fair to say
in a fight, Doomslayer or Master Chief.
We've been over this. You just want me to say it.
Who do you think?
Do you hold on? Before I answer this, do you value my say in fictional instances?
I do.
Okay. Could you explain that?
Because you know a lot about this stuff, right?
I mean, yeah.
Like, you know a lot about the fictional lore and stuff, and I don't know, you just got that mindset. You would know a lot more than I do, and I feel like you'd be a lot better judge than I would. But I just want to ask your opinion on this one.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, what is, like, I get this a lot, and my question is, what is the mindset? You know what I mean? Like, if you were to describe it.
I feel like saying, like, the nerdy mindset is just the easy way out.
Right.
But I would say it's like, I don't know, it's just very knowledgeable about, you know, superhero and stuff like that. And I feel like that knowledge itself kind of ties in with just trying to figure out who would win in a death battle between, you know, two characters.
Yeah.
Because you know a lot about these, you know, traits, these powers and stuff, and you're able to determine which one is better than the other, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't question the fact that I do have that skill. I find it interesting that other people do see that quality. And in my head, I'm just like, what is that quality? What even is that? Like, the ability to know fictional things? Or, like, I don't know. But
just knowledgeable over that stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Knowledgeable, I think, is the best way to answer that. But to answer your question, sadly, in my opinion, the Doomslayer wins. But it is because of the fact that I think that the Master Chief actually would have won originally
against
Doom Guy. I think he would have beat the Doom Guy. and I can't fully explain why, other than like a lot of people compare their arsenals to each other. I don't think there are, because Master Chief has just more. Like he does have, for example, the original Doom guy, the BFG and stuff, right? Like even the original Doom guy had that. However, that was his strongest thing, and Master Chief just like casually strolls up to tanks that have that.
Does he though?
I'm not saying he does actually casually walk up. All right, I'm just saying
I know,
like
but,
that's the style, that's the feel, right?
If you shot a BFG at Master Chief, I don't think he would survive that.
I think he would.
I don't think his armor's strong enough.
I think it's easily strong enough. You're telling me that a BFG is stronger than the Covenant's tanks, plasma tanks?
Yeah.
Even the red ones, even those big red ones, the ones that straight up other tanks.
What big red ones?
It's like Halo 5. Like, they're not actually stronger, but they're said to be stronger. I don't know. Like, you know, that whole weird leveling system they had. But, like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, he deals with plasma stuff all the time, and that's what the BFG is. Like, it's strong. It's very strong and very concentrated plasma. I'll give it that. But he deals with that stuff casually.
I wouldn't say casually. The plasma easily burns through his shields, and he almost, I want to say, almost died to a plasma blast in the books.
Well, yes, but what I mean is, like, that's the Doom guy's, like, trump card, and he would maybe kill him. Like, you know what I mean?
Like that, yeah.
So that's kind of my.
But the Slayer is just like
view. The Slayer is different because he's literally got like blessings of like gods.
It's just not fair.
Yeah, it's just not fair. It'd be the equivalent of like trying to give Master Chief every buff, you know, like that the armors could have. And even then, it's like that's like you can't even equate that because the armor buffs in like Halo 5 and such aren't the best, you know. Like,
yeah, like the thrusters and the ground pound and
yeah, like that's not gonna change much against, you know, blessings. So, and like in the Halo universe, there's not really like gods. They're all beings, you know.
I mean, I think there are. I mean, maybe there is gods. I don't know.
Is there? I feel like they're all beings. They're all aliens.
You know, verse and Halo's deep, extensive lore, but
as far as I know, genuinely, the closest thing that comes to a god in Halo is the flood.
Yeah. I think they were like supposed to be like old gods or something.
Yeah, there's supposed to be the Great Wall for like living things. You know, that's what Halo is about. The Great Wall.
Great Wall of China.
Yeah, good job, Matthew. And but whenever you I kind of lose my train of thought, but you know, it's how it goes.
I think you're just tired.
Yeah, probably. I'm also speedrunning this game.
Portal?
No, I've already done with Portal. I'm speedrunning
Super Hot?
Super Hot now.
Oh damn, you're already on your third game.
Well, I was playing Super Hot at first, but I was playing
Spider-Man. Spider-Man, then Portal, and Super Hot. I'm still on Eternal. Does that mean I gotta go to the Dark Ages now?
I suppose so.
I think we could call it though.
Okay, we can definitely call it.
Yeah, listen
mean-
to me.
Oh, hold on. One second. Ah, dang, thought I could live. Never mind.
Rip.
Oh, yeah, rip. Exiting out. Alright. Well, I hope you have a good end screen, because I don't really have a good one.
I'm just in the hub.
Yeah, same here. But, I mean, it's whatever. We're here to chill, you know.
Yep.
I'm hoping to kind of continue our quick, very small talk of like the podcast itself, because
Mhm.
we never even got to the thumbnails.
Yeah, we talked
Like,
a little bit on it, but
we did cover it for a second, but I think it would be cool to have intro animation and like a outro. Maybe
Oh,
not
yeah.
animation, but at the very least an outro. So yeah,
Mhm.
we'll have those hopefully at the end, and maybe let's say like 3 podcasts from now, we'll at least have an addition to the podcast. We're gonna slowly be evolving the podcast, so stay tuned and you'll watch us grow. You know,
Hopefully,
whether
yeah.
I mean whether we get an audience or not, still be investing a little bit at a time. You know,
Mhm.
just for the fun of it. So we'll get to a certain point and hopefully develop an audience, and hopefully you're one of them. Hopefully you're one of our firsts. If so, stick around. You know, we'll have fun together. We'll all have a chill time. But yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Hope you had a good day and a good night. Bye.
Bye bye. I'm waving, see?
I'm waving.